Okay, welcome, everyone. All the new people who watch, listen. We're at a new location today. We're at a park that we don't live very far from. We're outside. It's the middle of the night. It's 12:10 a.m. It's midnight. And I'm here. Joining me today is Toad.
Hi.
And on my other side is Lunar.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I interrupted your little introduction. We introduced in the last episode of the podcast, but we just called her by her Tumblr name, Red. She'll be referred to as Lunar from now on. When we remember. Otherwise, I'm cutting out the names if we use our real names. What was the story you were just about to tell before I turned it on? Was it an October memory?
Yeah, okay. It was just a random story. We were talking about how I took trick-or-treating because Bo said he didn't want to go. After that, we got home, and he did want to go trick-or-treating. So I took him out. We went to the same houses that I took Toad. And the one that we went across, where we got, like, king-size candy bars, all of a sudden still had king-size candy bars, but also had potatoes just sitting out on the table.
Oh!
So we took some of them, went home, and cooked them. It was just a random little experience, and I thought it was really funny.
Really nice.
I remember another time when Mom told us to take Boa trick-or-treating. We didn't want to wait for him, so we started trick-or-treating like around the block. And then we went to his house, and he gave us like all his candy because he didn't get a single trick-or-treater the entire night. And it was so rad, and then we go, and Bubba's on the porch crying. He's like, I wanted to go, why didn't you wait for me? And I was like, Biz, you're so unlucky. Sad you didn't get any of this candy. Ugh. Oh.
I always feel bad for you guys. Because I went around twice that night, and it was so cold. I was wearing shorts, and I was like...
You made out like a bandit, though. I remember the night you're talking about, too, because I was there. And he didn't want to go until you guys came back and started looking through all the candy you got. And then he was like, but I wanted to go. And I was like, now you do.
Free candy is free candy, bro. Everybody wants that shit.
I don't really have any fun trick-or-treating memories, really. There were some cool houses. Like, I was going to say the town. I'm not going to say that. From where I used to live when I was a kid, there were some houses that would really go all out for Halloween. Like, we had one where they had a table set up, and you would reach through, and you would grab into these buckets that you couldn't see into, and it would be like wet noodles and peeled grapes and stuff. At the end of it, they give you a full-size candy bar, and it was really cool.
So, there was this one year... I don't know. It was funny to me, personally. So, Katie and her half-sister were going trick-or-treating with us. And she brought her boyfriend along. And he was acting like a dumbass. Okay? He went up. He was trying to be cool in front of all of us. Went up to steal this lady. Keep in mind, she just pulled out the driveway. She was looking right at us. He went up to her door, grabbed the entire bowl of candy, tried running off with it, slipped in her grass, spilled the candy everywhere, and then just kept running. And I was like, bro, what was the reason?
When you look like a fucking dumbass.
Exactly.
One time, I don't know who I was trick-or-treating with. I think it might have been you guys, but also might have been a few of my friends. We like were trick-or-treating around somewhere. I think it was the old house. Bleep. Ignore that. And we stumbled across like this barbecue. Like there's this big ass family in the front yard eating and shit, and we're like, oh, and their like lights were on. And they're like, yo want some food? And we were like, oh shit, word? Yeah. And then they just started passing out hot dogs wrapped in tinfoil, juices and shit. I was like, whoa.
Hell yeah.
Whoa. Also from like the king size candy bar place, I remember taking, what was it, corn on the cob or potato? One of the two.
That reminds me, like your story just reminded me about this one time I crashed this little girl's birthday party. They were down the street from our old house, right? And I was just wandering around the neighborhood. I was a little kid doing random stuff, and I smelled food. I was hungry. So they had like, we were cutting through alleys. So there was like a fence, and I think I hopped their fence or something like that. They were having a cookout in their backyard, and that's where I went in and I said, what do you guys have? Bro, I was like a ballsy little kid, bro. So I went over and I was like, what do you guys have? Can I hang out? And they actually let me stay. They were like, I gotta check in with your mom first to make sure it's okay if you stay, because apparently the little girl's birthday party that it was, she didn't have a lot of friends. So there was really nobody there, and I was around her age. So they're like, okay, you can stay, but we gotta check in with your mom first to make sure it's okay. So I just crashed on little girl's birthday party, hung out with her for the rest of the day, and then ate their food, and then I left.
It reminds me of that episode of Gumball with Sussy where they paid Gumball and Darwin to come to her party. And they did it.
Little hobo kid off the street, bro.
Who fucking jumps your fence? Bro, you're a little rat kid. Bro, you have so many stories like that.
Yeah, do you know how many people's like property I have trespassed as a child?
Oh my god, you should tell the pool story.
Jealousy, bro. It drives you to crazy things. My mom, she would never let us have a pool. She said we didn't have enough room in the yard. Keep in mind, we had a big yard. Like, it was a decent yard. It was big enough for a pool. Definitely, like, a good-sized one for, like, the 3 little kids she had. And I was angry because every neighbor on the block had a pool. And I was so angry, and I was friends with one of the girls. And she let us swim in there, like, one time, but then never again. But also, they would kind of, like, rub it in our face because they were kind of assholes. So I got mad, and one night I got in trouble, and so I was locked in the basement. So I got angry. I grabbed a knife, snuck out the back door that was in the basement with my little sister, Toad. We went into the yard, opened the gate, and I slashed their pool, and it went everywhere, and then the lights turned on, so we dipped. The next day, or like a couple days after that, the parents thought that it popped because of their kid, because they were yelling at him constantly about hanging out on the side of the pool. So they blamed them for popping the pool, so they never figured out that it was me.
The perfect crime.
For real, I love that. I love all our crime stories. That's really great.
Busted, they watched this video.
There was the time I was like, oh, do you want to say something first?
They won't know it's us. Maybe.
That's true. There has to be, you cannot be the only one in the world who, out of jealousy, went and slashed somebody's pool open. Or just to have fun times. You know how many people get their pool slashed?
Because Mom said, like, way back on our old street, that kids would come over and pop our pool because we had a really big one, but we were too young to remember that. So I know I'm not the only one.
Damn, I never knew that's how our old pool popped. I thought it was the dog.
They said that they had, like, what, 3? They said they had a bunch of different ones, and they popped for a bunch of different reasons.
Oh, okay. We did have a lot of neighbor kids. But also, Mom's kind of like a grumpy old Scrooge sometimes about neighbor kids.
That's how I met my best friend one time. Because Mom, like you said, she'd be grumpy about neighbor kids, was constantly yelling about things, but then would get mad when people yelled at us. So, obviously, a kid being a kid, I'm following my mom's footsteps. There was this girl and her little siblings who were driving on our grass with their little bikes. And I was in the yard playing, and I said, don't drive on the grass, get the fuck out of here. And I was like this little ass kid, bro. I think I had to have been like 6 or 7. I was little.
Get off my lawn!
At your age? And so they were laughing, they were like, fine. But they were like taking me seriously. But obviously I was a kid their age. They're like, why the fuck is this little kid yelling at me right now? And so they left and they told their grandpa. And their grandpa came over and told my mom. And she was like, you better go apologize to those little kids right now. And I was like, ah. So I go and I apologize to them. And they were like, oh, it's okay. You want to play? And so I ended up playing with them. And then I'd go over to their house like all the time. I was over there for like sleepovers, birthdays and shit. And then she became like my best friend until we moved. And then we weren't living by each other anymore. So we stopped hanging out.
That's really crazy to me that she made you apologize. Because I remember when we were on our house before this house, there were kids in the house across the street, but it wasn't the one directly across the street, it was across the street and to the left. And she would complain about them just being too noisy and rowdy even when they weren't being that way, they were just outside. And she would complain about them constantly. She would complain about that whole family. I see the girl at Walmart sometimes, she works there. She's funny.
I know her. She's in a lot of my classes.
Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the girl we gave the dolls to? The total dolls or no?
We used to play with her little brothers. I didn't go there for the longest time.
I know who you're talking. The one that like after they lived there for like a month or so, they like fucked up the house completely. Okay. Nah, remember that kid, bro? They like the sisters were cool. They were all right. But the little kids there, the little boy ones, were not cool.
I remember specifically the one.
I know. Because I was a kid. I had just got a BB gun. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And he kept asking me to give it to him. And I was like, no. Obviously, no. And so I was at school. Then all of a sudden, I think a teacher comes to talk to me or some shit like that. And they're like, "Don't freak out, but somebody broke into your house." And there, I was like, okay. And so when we got there, Mom was just leaving to go talk to the police or something like that. And she was like, "Go check your room and see if anything's missing." I know exactly where to look. I know exactly who took it. I go in my room, open my dresser drawer. What do you know? The BB gun specifically is missing. And I was like, that's crazy that this bum ass little kid broke into my room to steal my shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's so weird. I'm like my room was a mess. I was like, bro, why was he in here? Like, what else did he see, bro? I was like, get out of here. But I was angry. I was an angry little kid. I was aggressive. So I went across the street over to his house because he was hiding inside. Because he knew I was coming. I started screaming up at the window. I was like, "You little bitch, give me my shit back." He was like, "You're lucky." I was like, "You're lucky you're in your house. I'd beat your ass." And keep in mind, like, my two friends followed me home because they heard the story. And then they're nosy as fuck. So obviously they came with and they were just sitting there watching me do this. And I fully lied to the cops about it. Like, bro, don't tell them though. You know, guys. They came over and they're like, "What did he take?" And I was like, "My BB gun, he took it." And they were like, "Did you see him have it?" Keep in mind, he hasn't left the house once. He didn't show me his face, nothing. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, he was outside behind the house looking at me, waving the gun around, laughing." That was a complete fucking lie. That did not happen. And so they go in this house. They was like, "As long as you actually saw it and you know he has it, I can go check their house." And I was like, yep. He has it. I saw it. They go in, they find it hidden under his bed. And they were like, "Here you go." And I started laughing at this bitch because he was so angry, bro. He was mad. And I don't think we ever seen him since because after that, I think they kicked him out of their house.
I think they sent him away.
Yeah, they sent him away to go live with a different family member.
He must have been doing other stuff. I think that was their last straw. Because we got told the rest of the story, too, is because one of our neighbors called Mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or something. Because she saw him pull our trash cans, or a trash can, up to our kitchen window and pop our nasty old-ass kitchen window open and crawl through our kitchen to get into our house.
You know how dirty it probably was? We used to have dishes, like, stacked up to the ceiling, bro.
He trapped the kid in the house. It was, the Mexican family across the alleyway. The father... Oh, shit. Humans.
Just keep going. They don't know us.
Wait, before anyone gets mad about the Mexican comment, your two, Lunar and Toad are Mexican. Thank you.
Just so you know. It was just so I could specify to, like, Lunar and Sad about who I was talking about.
What the? Just go.
Okay, that's okay. He saw the kid and then he removed the trash can from the window and, like, made sure to block all the exits so that the kid couldn't leave, and then he called the cops. It was great.
That is so crazy. What a hero.
Mega respect.
Didn't you guys have problems with that kid before that, though? I feel like you guys...
remember? Okay. So one night we were all playing Uno on the porch. Because that's what we do. We had, like, fairy lights up. It was cozy. And it's, like, it was a safe little space because our mom was constantly in the house. So we'd go and we'd do our own thing. We'd have our little fun outside on the porch. And this kid's over here yelling at his window, "Shut up, you know what time it is?" Keep in mind, he had to be, like, 8. He's telling us to shut up because we're being too loud because we were laughing at the game. And we weren't even being that loud for real. He was just mad that we were having fun. Because nobody else said nothing. They're looking for something.
That reminds me of when I used to get yelled at by the neighbors because me, Katie, and our little friends would go outside at, like, nighttime, like, late at night. We would play hide and go seek in the dark outside. Hide and go seek tag specifically. Gets intense. And the neighbors would come outside to yell at us and threaten to call the cops on us.
That happened to us one time. Okay. Me and Sad and her old friends were all hanging out one night. And we decided to play hide and seek in the dark outside. And I was hiding in the alley. And if you know, like, obviously cars and tires, like, where they were driving on a certain part, so it was flat in there, but there was grass, like, growing in the middle, like, perfectly shaped, like, kind of as, like, a person, like a little kid. So I laid down flat, arms straight out, like, perfectly in the line, and it was dark, so you couldn't see shit. So they couldn't find me for a while, and eventually I got bored of laying in the grass because I was like, like, I'm a kid and I'm, like, dirty and all, but I don't want to be laying on the ground with the nasty ass bugs. So I got up and I go, like, down the alley just a little bit, not too far, but where, like, there's a wooden fence, but then next to it was, like, a metal fence, but there was, like, a perfect, like, square, like, gap. So I was crouching between there, and this lady she like, I think I was freaking her dogs out or something. They were like barking their heads off inside. So she goes outside to see what's happening. And she sees me crouched next to her fence in a little ball just hanging out. And she's like, what are you doing? She's like, can you get away from my fence? And I was like, sorry.
You fucking freak.
I know. Imagine this little kid just crouched next to your fence. You don't know what I'm doing over there.
You could be taking a shit. Who knows?
Oh my God, don't say that. You guys remember the time we pulled up to the house and Mom was like, did you see that? And I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, the neighbors in her yard squatting down, going to the bathroom in her yard, just right where anyone could see her. And I was like, ugh.
Isn't it because she got locked out of her house? And then later she says that our dog that was constantly in our yard, like chained up perfectly, so like he only had enough space to be in our yard. She said that he went in her yard, took a shit, and so she picked up her own shit with a paper towel and taped it to our door and said it was our dog.
Yeah, she picked, I don't know if it was her poop, I don't know whose poop it was, but we had a chain on our house, and the dogs could only go so far. They could not touch her yard. They came, they put some random dookie on our porch. I got so mad. I took the dookie back, I threw it in her yard.
That same night, I was also mad, and obviously, like, I was a bad kid. My mom knew that. I was like, I'm gonna go throw eggs at their house. She was like, don't you fucking do that. And I was like, I was a kid though. I didn't listen. So I was playing outside with my friends, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm just thirsty. I've been playing outside for so long. I grab a cup. I actually fill it with water so it looks believable, but not too high up. So I stuck a couple eggs in there, so it filled up the water just a little bit. But obviously, you could see water in the cup, and it wasn't a see-through cup. So I pulled it off. She was like, well, let me see it then. All you see was water. I was like, all right. I'm safe. I'm going outside. I go outside, I pull the eggs out of the cup, and I chuck it at their house. And I stayed there. It was there for like a month. I could see it on the side of the house constantly, and I would laugh about it all the time. I was like, I did that.
This is a new story for me. I never heard this one.
I think I've heard it before.
You were there.
Oh, shit. Word?
You were little, though.
Oh. I've definitely heard you talk about it before.
I never have. This is a new one for me. I like learning new things. That reminds me of all of these stories about like things that we did when we were kids that we shouldn't have been doing. It reminds me of the credit card fiasco. And when you learned how to use the credit function for Mom's card at the gas station down the street. And then I feel like you should start from the beginning with this one because I don't fully remember all of the details, but I remember you found out before you told anybody you found out. And you would sneak away when nobody knew, and you would buy food for yourself at the gas station.
Okay. So we were little kids. We would ask our mom for like treats and stuff, and she was never really around that much as a kid. We were constantly with our grandma, who was really rude to us and would purposely get good things for our cousins, but not for us. So obviously I was a jealous kid, and I wanted that stuff. And I could constantly see my mom using this credit card, like a very specific one. It was like for this other place, because different ones needed like passwords and stuff, but this one specifically, sometimes I wouldn't see her put her password in. So I grabbed that one. And I go down to a gas station, specific one, and I'm with my little brother. He has no shoes on. He walked the entire way there, no shoes on. I think his toe was bleeding. And I don't remember what happened. I grabbed like a handful of stuff. I grabbed all these snacks, like Little Debbie's, like a handful of them, a bunch of stuff. And they're looking at me already suspicious. The second we walk in, this little kid came in behind me. He's little as fuck, got no shoes on. I'm over here trying to swipe the credit card the wrong way. Then I flip it again the other way. She's trying to tell me how to use it. And she said, you're gonna need the password for that. And I said, I don't know the password. It's my mom's though. And they said, we can't serve you. You're gonna have to leave. And I was like, ah, shit. So then I was like, you know what, fine. I'm not giving up that easy. So I go down to a different gas station. It's a completely different like brand or whatever you want to call it. And the person at the counter, I grab a handful of stuff, like stuff I didn't need. Like this pink metal straw for no reason, which I literally lost the same day, I'm pretty sure. Which was really expensive, by the way. I think it was $8 just for it. But I was a kid, I didn't care. I grab a handful of stuff again. I throw it on the counter. Again, I don't know how to use the card. I don't know the password, nothing like that. And I was like, I don't know how to use this. And he was like, here, all you gotta do is click this button, you swipe it here, and then you click this button. And I was like, thank you.
Damn! Anything to get that sale. He said, okay, I don't know if that's your card. Here you go.
Exactly. And I said, oh shit, it worked. I didn't even need a password. So then I would go there like every morning. I'd steal her credit card. I'd unlock the front door. I'd sneak out while everybody was asleep. Go buy food. And obviously, I didn't want to sneak it back into the house, so I'd leave it on the doorstep, go back in, and I would wait for everybody to wake up, go downstairs. I'd open the door and be like, oh, look at all these snacks on the door. My friend left it for me. Kim, this has happened more than once. My friend magically is leaving me snacks every single day by the door, by the way. And eventually, Sad and Toad, we were all hanging out. We were like little at the time. And when they wanted snacks, they were in on it too sometimes. They'd be like, hey, you should sneak down to the gas station and use the card and get some snacks. And I was like, all right, yeah. I did that. I would do that for a bunch of things. Like one year for Halloween, we couldn't get pumpkins, but I love pumpkins. I like carving pumpkins. I like making little pumpkin seeds and stuff like that. And I was mad that my mom wouldn't buy us pumpkins. So our neighbors across the street, I went across. They would decorate their house with pumpkins. They had this little bench on the front. They would put some on there. They'd have some on the side porch, stuff like that. There was 3 of us. I was like, I'm just gonna go take 3 little pumpkins. That's it. Grabbed 3 pumpkins, left them on the porch, and I said, oh, my friend left them.
I'm like, yes, my friend.
I don't know why. Like, she didn't catch on for a long ass time. Like, whose fucking random ass friend is spending all this money, leaving it on your doorstep, and all of a sudden you're missing all this money?
And you've also never met the friend. And one time, you never caught them leaving it on the porch, nothing.
I don't know. I think eventually she did question it because I don't remember how she found out, but she figured out that I was taking her card, and then I was taking the money, and I got screamed at. She said, I'm gonna sue that gas station because why the fuck would they not ask why a little ass kid is down here buying all this shit? And why would they show you how to use the card? And I was like, oh, oops. I didn't say anything about it, but I didn't stop there. Like, I would do it a little, like, after, but, like, in big gaps so that I wouldn't get caught.
I pulled a coward move, too, because I was at the end there, I was fully asking Lunar to go to the gas station and get me snacks and stuff, and I was like, this is so cool! Mom has no idea! And then Mom found out, and I was like, oh, shit. I was like, that's all Lunar. Lunar did that, not me. I was like, I didn't even know. It was terrible. I was cowardly. I didn't want to get yelled at.
That reminds me, of this one year. I don't remember. You know the story better than me. But I took money out of her purse and I think I gave it to you specifically. I don't remember why or like just what reason. I don't remember if it was your birthday, something like that. But I told you it was my friend's money and I gave it to you. And then Mom came out of nowhere and said, who took the money that was in my purse? It was a big like stack of money. Who took it? Where did it go? And then I think you ended up giving it back or something. I don't remember what happened.
I don't fully remember that time, because you were quite the little money thief at the time. But I remember a time where you were showing me money you had, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, where did you get that? And you said that it was someone on your other side of the family sent you money for something. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. That tracks. I was like, that's super cool. And I was like, you have so much. Can I have some? And you were like, yeah, here you go. And you gave me like $20 or $40. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, we made out like bandits. I was like, this is crazy. This is awesome. And then Mom comes downstairs. It can't even be an hour later. And she's freaking out about how a bunch of money went missing from her purse. And I was like, oh.
You know, the other side of the family's money.
And I was like, God damn it. And I was like, I can't keep this shit, because I think it was for a bill or something, so I had to tell her.
This reminds me, like, I was a huge thief. I was a little kid. There was things I wanted that I couldn't get, and I would do anything to get it. My mom, she had nobody to watch us, so she would take us to her job. The job had a back room, and in that back room was another back room where they kept all the money, right? Stupid move to put your kid back there, because they were in like the front room working. You couldn't see us or what we were doing. Some dumbass, instead of putting the money in the money room, left it on a cart directly next to us. I don't think they didn't know I was a little thief, so obviously, you know, you think you could trust these kids who've been here like every month now. I was like, nobody's gonna notice if I just take a little stack of these quarters. Nobody will know. Like, they don't even count it for real. That's what was going on through my head. I was like, if I bump into the cart and I knock it all over, I was like, I could slip it in my pocket and be like, oh, I picked it up, and then wherever, like, I don't know where the other one went missing, it probably rolled somewhere. They'll find it eventually. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do all that. I didn't do all that. I said, no, that's a lot of work. I don't want to pick all that shit up. I just grabbed it. And so we're walking around, in the mall because my mom's shift is finally over. And I was like, she came up to us. We're not even like, we're maybe like a couple feet away from the store now. She comes out all frantic. She said, "Did one of you take money from the thing?" I was like, "What?" And she was like, "There's like a whole stack of quarters missing from the register. Where did it go? Did one of you take it?" And I said, "Nah, I didn't see no quarters." And obviously my siblings that were there, they said no, they didn't see any quarters. Sad was there too, and I think Toad, and maybe my little brother, I'm not sure. But I know Sad was definitely there. So we're walking around the mall. She believes me for some fucking reason. She's like, yeah, you didn't take it. So we're walking around the mall, and of course, in a mall, you got all these like claw machines and stuff for quarters. And that's why I wanted them in the first place. I was like, oh my god, look at all this stuff that I can get. I whip open the thing of quarters, open it. Nobody sees me for some reason, but Sad notices that I'm pulling out all these quarters from my pocket and putting it in the machine. I
remember this.
She was like, "Where'd you get all this money from?" And I was like, "I stole it from Lena and Bubba out the straight out the biggie bank, bro, for real." And for some reason, she's like, "Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah." And so I got away with it.
I made you buy me a handful of M&Ms for that.
I had another one too. I can't remember what the fuck it was. There was that one. Go ahead.
I think you bought me like doggy bones. Because I was like, "You took my money. You gotta give me something then." And so you just gave me the bone.
You really paid us off.
Yeah. We were talking about stolen money. Oh, this ain't about money though. I was talking about how I'm a little thief. This was a thing of jewelry. Okay. So, an entire box to be specific. Okay. So my grandma, evil, bro, evil to the max. All right, hear me out. So every move, every breath, constantly being watched. I don't know how the fuck I pulled this shit off. She would pretend to sleep just to get us and to yell at us. So my little brother, he was really young, like still in diapers young. So he would walk around with like this giant stuffed animal. I felt like mischievous. I wanted to act up.
Mischievous?
Whatever. What's the fucking word? Is that the word?
Yeah. You said mischievous.
Whatever.
Well, close enough.
Yeah, whatever. Words, you know? So, I was like, she's constantly talking about how if we touch her stuff, we ain't even gonna make it out the door. She's gonna chase us and she's gonna beat the shit out of us. Her words exactly. She was like, "You can't outrun me." And I was like, okay, I want to make a bet. I don't want to sacrifice my life right now. I want to make this bet. Because she would always talk about her jewelry. Because I guess apparently I was staring at one time. She was like, "If you ever touch anything in this box, I'll cut your fingers off." And I was like, she's so fucking crazy, bro. So I was like, I really want to put my life on the line. And I want to make this bet. I was like, I want to know if I'm going to get away with it. So she's sleeping in her room. And in her closet is the jewelry box. We're out like sleeping on like the floor in like the walkway, because we weren't allowed to have rooms and shit like that. So it, like her room wasn't too far. It was like a room away from us, because we had to cross the dining room, which had a glass door that you had to open. So I crept in there with a creaky ass door, by the way, old house. Crept through there. Then she had like this gate to her room, which made noise too. It was like one of those like kid ones, so you know, like that it makes that snap noise. It's loud. Opened that as quiet as I fucking could. Crawled in her room. She's snoring loud as fuck. I took my little brother's duck, ripped it open, the back. Not too big of a hole for somebody to notice, so none of the stuffing was falling out, but just big enough for me to stick my hand all the way down it. So I crept in her closet, opened the jewelry box, took a handful of jewelry. Couldn't even see what I was doing. It was pitch black, but I knew exactly what I was doing. I mapped the house down like in my mind. I know where everything is. Opened it, handful of shit, stuffed it in the duck. And so I did that a couple more times. Closed the box, put it back, crept back out, closed the door and the gate, laid back down, and gave my brother his duck. Right. The next morning, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning. That's when my mom would come to pick us up. We went to her house. So I got out of the house, my grandma's house. We get to our house, and I think, like, at the time I thought my mom was cool. I was little, like, I know she would yell a lot, but I didn't think she was like evil or nothing yet. So I was hanging out, and I said, "Look at this." I start whipping out all the jewelry out of this fucking duck, and she's like, where did you get that? And I said, I took it from Grandma. She said, I don't know how you did it. I don't know why you did it. Put it back. She said, you better sneak in there right now and put it back. All of it. And I don't remember if I did or if I didn't, or if Grandma ended up finding out. Because honestly, my memory blank from there. But
did she hang Bubba in the closet because of that?
I don't remember. I think she just did that to be mean. I don't know. I thought that was really funny though. I pulled off that heist, at least from my memory. I feel like I pulled it off. I probably got my ass beat for it though.
That's crazy. And one of my favorite parts of that story is how she's the one who gave you the fucking idea by pushing you. Mm-hmm. But you look at her jewelry one time, not even wanting to steal it, and she's like, "Oh, okay, you want to steal from me?" She going on some huge rant about how you never even get out the door. She pushed you to do that.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I remember when you like. You want to tell the story of how you got us to all run away from Grandma's house?
Okay, alright. So, I fucking hated my house. Hated my mom, hated my grandma. Abusive, constantly made me upset. So, I was like, you know what? I've had enough. I would run away from home every week. Every fucking week. And this particular time, I was at my grandma's, and I was getting real tired of her shit. She was yelling at us all night, making us cry. I think she beat my ass more than once. And she'd make us terrible fucking food. She'd push it in our food, so I was getting tired of it. I was real mad, and I was like, what if I just leave? I was like, because when I was a kid, I would constantly look at the front door, because we were sitting right next to it, and it was so bright. We were never allowed to go outside. We were never allowed to fucking do anything. And I was like, what if I just get up, open the door, and I fucking leave? So she was asleep. My mom wasn't here yet, and I woke up my siblings. Because I'm trying to be nice. I was like, for once, I'm going to run away and I'm going to take them with me. I was like, I don't want to leave them here. They're going through the same shit. I wake them up. Keep in mind, like, my little brother is still in diapers. My little sister, she's a little younger than me. And I don't remember how old I was. I had to have been 8 or 9. I was like, I know the way home. I was like, ever since I was a kid, at a certain age, I started, like, mapping out everywhere I was in the car. I'd pay attention to every street. I knew exactly where to go. My dumb ass, I didn't know where I was running away to. I ran away to home. So we leave, we start walking there. I know the way, so I'm going. And eventually on one of the fucking parts, my siblings were slow. Keep in mind, they're little, bro. I don't even think they had their shoes on. I don't remember what happened. And this car is honking at us because I left my little brother in the middle of the fucking street. Damn. Because I wasn't paying attention. I just wanted to go home. And I kept forgetting how small they were. And I was like, oh, shit. So I went and I grabbed him. And we're still walking home. We get home. Door's locked. And I was like, lucky for you, I constantly leave like certain parts of the house unlocked so I could always get back in whenever I felt the need to. I go to the back door, unlock it. I get in there and I let them in. I lock the door and I was like, you know what? It'll be a while. I start making pancakes. I'm having fun. I see the neighbor got a package on the porch. I was thinking about going over and stealing it. And right as I was in the middle of working up the courage to walk across the street to steal their package, I'm outside. My mom pulls in. She said, where the fuck were you guys? She said, I went to Grandma's house. I'm freaking out. She was like, I go in there and I said, where the hell are you guys? And Grandma, obviously she just woke up. She was like, I don't know. I thought you came to pick them up hours ago. She's like, no, I just got off of work. Where are my kids? She gets home. We're all there hanging out, making fucking pancakes and shit. And I was like, oh no. And I was like, obviously we're fucking busted. I was like, watch Grandma come over later just to yell at us. And I was right. Maybe an hour or two later, we're all hanging out. My mom's calmed down a little bit because we ran away from home and I guess we scared her or some shit. My grandma walks in. She's screaming her head off about how we left the house and if we pull some shit like that again, she'll kill us. Blah, 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 blah. And yeah.
Wow.
I still ran away from home constantly after that, just not with my siblings.
Yeah.
I remember.
Mom would constantly call the police on us to find us when we were running away. I remember trying to run away one time. I got like maybe a few streets down when a cop car pulls up next to me. Hey, where you going?
Yeah.
Oh, nowhere? Great, you want to go home? No. Get in the car. Okay.
I remember that one.
I
I was the one
remember.
who told you to run away too.
Bro, you always told me that. I remember like you telling me you opened the back, I think it was the basement door, and you're like, quick, run away real quick. And I was like, okay. It was when Sad was
Like a fun
babysitting
daily
us.
game.
It was when Sad was babysitting us, and you were like, quick, run away. And I was like, okay. And so I ran to like some kid's house, and I was just sitting there in their house. I didn't know them. And she was so concerned for my well-being. And I was like, eh. And then, what do you know? Sad, and I think you and Bubba, came to the door and were like, hey, is Toad here? And I was like, oh, shoes. Damn, guess I'm caught. Gotta go.
I remember that.
I remember trying to catch you guys all the time and having to hunt you down around the neighborhood.
Yep, that's another story. Sad was babysitting us, and she had a friend over. And obviously that night, I felt like acting up. I ran away again. But this time I ran away literally, just in a house, down the alley from us, 2 houses down. She was some nice lady that I babysat her kids. One time I walked into her house and I asked if I could just play with her kids while she was outside. And she said, oh, my kids are babies. And you're like, I don't know, an older kid. She was like, all right, though. I was like, okay. Ran over to her house and I was like, can I play? And I was like, yeah, I got permission. And then I just stayed there. And eventually you came knocking on the door with your friends, dragged me out of their house. Your friend had to fully pick me up because I wouldn't leave, and took me back home.
Yeah, watching you guys was definitely crazy. I was the whole time I was just trying to keep you guys wrangled in the house specifically because I didn't want to get in trouble for you guys being gone and stuff. And you ran away so much. You were so good at sneaking out of the house. I thought it every time because we had 2 fucking doors. We had 3, but one of them was covered. But we had 2 doors that you could get out of.
Not only that, I would creep out the window in my room, which was on the second floor. And when I opened it, it had a flat roof on the side, and right under that was the railing for the porch. So I would creep down there, put my leg tippy toe onto the fucking railing, and then I'd climb down. I was a crazy ass fucking kid. I would also go on there and throw things at other kids.
Awesome.
Got yelled at that for one time from another parent, but my mom was so entitled that she yelled at the person for yelling at me, saying, you don't think I know where my kids are? She didn't know I was up there. She was fully lying out of her ass.
Oh.
She was just mad that another parent was telling her how to parent.
Me and Bubba were up there too. I remember this. She was she came from across the street. She was like, what are you doing up there? Do you know how dangerous that is? You could fall. Funny thing, I did almost fall. I did. A few seconds earlier, I kept slipping down the side, and I was like, oh my god. And you guys had to keep pulling me up. And then she comes and she's like, what do you think you're doing? And then, Mom's like, why are you fucking yelling at my kids? And then she's like, hey, don't fucking do that again. How dare you be on the roof? Do you know how bad you made me look? And I was like, bitch. Oh, remember that time you set the porch on fire?
Yes.
To kill the spider?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun.
We were playing Uno and this giant spider came out, and I had the bright idea because I constantly had lighters on me and shit like that. I thought it was hot shit, bro. But this specific lighter was a blowtorch lighter kind of, and we had bug spray because we were outside. So I was like, yo, I seen this in a movie one time. Nah, I just sprayed the shit out of the bug with it, and it was it made a giant circle, and I thought it would be so smart because it was still moving with the spray on it, and I was like, I'm gonna set it on fire, and woof, the fucking porch set on fire.
It was big and blue and green, and it kept changing colors. I was like, wow, that's amazing. And then you guys were like, oh my god, put it out, because the porch was wood. It was made of wood. Great stuff. Almost at the house. Almost burned the house down. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Bubba's thing.
I blew that shit out in one blow, by the way. With my little brother, I don't remember how old he was. He had to have been 3, 4.
Yeah, young.
Yeah, young. And my mom was sleeping on the couch because she was barely watching us, for real. Left a candle lit next to these dumbass little kids. I don't know where we were. I can't remember.
Probably at grandma's house.
But he was there alone with her with a lit candle, and there was newspaper. He thought it would be so smart to set the newspaper on fire with the candle. Mm-hmm. Walked over on this nasty little carpet and dropped it. Because obviously kids, they don't think, bro. I remember doing shit like that. You set it on fire, but then you're like, oh shit, it's on fire.
Yep.
You get scared and you drop it. And him, instead of grabbing water or something to set it out, he thought it'd be a great idea to go into the fridge, grab some eggs, and that's how he was trying to put it out. He was cracking eggs on the fire in the living room on the carpet. I think my mom woke up, and then she was kind of pissed about that. I think she's the one who put it out. Either that, or after she woke up, he did end up putting it out with the eggs, and then she saw it. One of the two. And she tried covering up with another carpet, and then the same thing happened later on in a different spot. No, this happened in the bathroom. somebody set the bathroom floor tiles on fire, but it was like those fake tiles, like those sticky tiles. We got a lot of fire stories. I enjoyed bonfires as a kid. My mom, she would never let us do one. She had like the stuff where like those little metal things that you're supposed to like use for the fire and shit like that in wood. And so it was like early in the morning. I was like, I want to do a fire. I go outside with like a handful of papers, like a bunch of paper and a lighter. Throw it in there, and I started on fire, and I'm just sitting there. I didn't even know when she got there. I creeped out the back door. I was being quiet, and then she comes out. Toda's with me, my little brother's with me. We're hanging out by this little fire, and she's over here screaming. She said, "What the fuck are you doing out here? Put that out right now!" And she got mad that we set a fire because, yeah,
Well, we
would
ran
do that?
out of fuel anyway. We ran out of paper, and we were trying to find sticks in the yard and leaves.
Mhm.
It was really rad. I
We were
wish we
having
would
fun,
have
though.
toasted marshmallows. Yeah.
I like having fires. They're nice.
There's this one time. This one I got her for it. It was an accident, I think. Either that or it was on purpose. Can't remember. I don't even remember how I started the fire. I was fucking with, I think, matches or something, like a lighter or something, and I was playing with the garbage. Like, just, it wasn't in a bin or nothing. It was just like a garbage bag with garbage in it. I think my mom was about to take it out later that day. And I set something on fire in it. And I dropped it in there because I got scared. And so I set the garbage on fire. I think I ended up putting it out or something, or my mom put it out. Because then she got mad at me and she took me to my grandma's house. And I got in trouble for setting something on fire. She put me in the corner. My mom was trying to act like she felt bad, even though she's the one who brought me there, obviously, to get punished, which was really stupid. And my grandma, she was like, "I'll teach you to play with fire." Whipped out a match, set it on fire, and held it under my, like, over my hand or whatever, some shit, or under my hand, whatever you want to call it. And was trying to set my hand on fire.
Oh, I remember. I was really, really little, and this was at the really, really old house on Bleep. And I was like in the kitchen. I was playing with the knobs on the stove because I didn't know what they did. And Mom, she walks into the kitchen. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She picks me up, my little diaper having ass. I was a wee baby, and she opens the cabinet. She puts me in the cabinet above the stove. She like turns on the stove, and she picks me back up and puts me over the fire. And I'm like, "Holy shit, bruh, you're trying to cook me?" And yeah, I cried, and she was like, "Oh my god, that'll teach you to play with the fucking stove. How about that?"
I like how so many of these stories end up with Mom just finding you guys and going, "What the fuck are you doing?"
She used to do that all the time. I think, I don't think this one was a fire, but it had something to do with eggs. It was her birthday. So she was constantly working. I think she had like 2 jobs, 1 job. I don't know. This is on an old street. So we were little. And she's asleep on the couch. Keep in mind, when she was asleep, that's when we did all the crazy shit. I got lots of stories. I don't know what was going through my little kid head. This was so old that I don't even remember, but I just remember what happened. I decided it would be so fucking funny for my mom's birthday if me, Toad, and Bubba went in the fucking kitchen, opened the fridge, and threw eggs all over the house.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, so that's what we were doing. We were having an egg fight in the house. My mom wakes up and she was so pissed. She was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys? I'm gonna run away from home. I'm gonna leave you." She did that. She got in the car, left us in the house alone, door wide open, and drove away. And I was like, we were crying, like we were bawling our eyes out because we were little kids. We didn't know what was happening. We didn't mean to. We were really sad. She came back. She was super fucking pissed. Took me to my grandma's house. We got our ass beat. Years and years later, we bring up that story again because we're laughing, like we're siblings, we're making jokes about it. My mom walks in, and then she's like, "Oh, I remember that. It was my idea. We had a lot of fun." And I was like, "You got us beat for that. It was not your idea. You told us you were running away from home and that you hated us." So, yeah.
What
And then,
If I know anything, I know my mother, and I know she would not have liked that at all.
keep in mind, they would tell us that we weren't normal kids and that there was something wrong with us. But later on YouTube, like when YouTube was getting more popular and shit, and I was a kid on my little iPad watching it, I saw other families doing that kind of stuff. Like, you know, those stupid families who like pranks and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not like normal, but like the people were still doing it, so I wasn't like fucking crazy or anything. That's what they were trying to make me feel like. Another time when my mom was asleep, she was upstairs. We got in trouble for some reason, and she said, "We're gonna stay up all night while she goes to sleep, and we're gonna clean the house." We said, "Okay." we're downstairs pretending to clean or whatever because we were kids. We didn't know how to clean. Again, we were still little. This is on the old street. Diapers, bro, diapers. So when she's asleep and we're digging through the drawers and shit because we're quote unquote cleaning, and we stumble across all this old Halloween stuff. By old Halloween stuff, I mean like decorations for like cookies and stuff. We find like packets of frosting and like sprinkles, and they're in all these colors. And I was like, sad thing is, we don't have anything to decorate. So, I'm looking at my little brother, and I was like, "You're so little." It was like almost like a cookie. So, we have him lay down on the couch, like on his back. And I said, we're gonna decorate you like a gingerbread man. He said, okay, that's so fun. So that's what we're doing. Me, Toad, and Bubba, we're like, he's doing his thing by laying down. We're decorating him. And apparently it got too quiet. Or maybe we were laughing too much. Something happened.
I sense joy.
A little too much joy and whimsy.
I hear laughing.
Not on my watch.
Okay, so my mom comes upstairs, but she did that thing, like, you know, parents, like, when you hear laughing or it's too quiet, you start creeping around. You're sneaking up on your kids. You know what you're doing. Her ass, quiet as fuck, crept down the stairs, peeking around the corner. We're on the couch in the living room, and the stairs, like, go right down, so the second you, like, hit the bottom step, you're looking right into the living room. All of a sudden, it's quiet, we're giggling, and all you hear is, what the fuck? And we're like, oh shit, because we're little kids, and we jumped. We're fucking scared. We said, oh my god. And she said, what did you do? She said, why would you do that? There's fucking frosting all over the living room. It's all over your little. She made my little brother stand up because like we put sprinkles on him. We like did the gingerbread special, bro. We put buttons down his chest like with the sprinkles and everything. So the second he stood up, whoosh. Half the sprinkles came off, and she was so angry. She said, "Look at him." She was like, "He is like there's sugar all over him. Who's gonna clean this up now?"
Y'all hearing that?
Yeah, it sounds like a fucking fish or something flopping around in the water.
It's a goddamn river. I didn't know it.
Calm down, guys. So she got even more mad. Told my brother. She went upstairs, I think, to give him a bath or some shit or clean it off. Told him he could go to bed. And it said that me and Toad had to stay up and clean the living room. So yeah, that's the end of that story.
Run, Bubba, you're the gingerbread man.
I did say that. We were quoting that shit.
Oh, did he run is the question.
I think when she came downstairs, we did make a joke about, like, you can't catch me on the gingerbread man or some shit like that.
That's one of my favorite stories. And what makes it even funnier is when he tells it and when Lunar tells it. I'll cut that part out. When Lunar tells the story around my mom doesn't think it's so funny. And you can see it on her face that when Lunar tells the story and everyone else is laughing, that my mom very much is not laughing. And she's not amused. And I think that really adds something to it.
It's really beautiful in a way.
Yeah.
So amazing. Oh, the cupcake story.
You tell, because I don't remember. Oh, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. School, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know me at this point. You just met me and you're already hearing a story. I'm a thief, bro. Apparently. Like, back in the day, bro. That shit didn't change when I went to school. I was constantly stealing from teachers. I was stealing from students. So, my teacher, you know those teachers, like, kids will pass out, like, snacks for their birthday to teachers. They go to class and they'll give it to the teachers and not the students for some reason. Like, bro, share. And the teachers, some of them would take it just to be nice though, and then they'd throw it away when the kid leaves. And I would see that shit and I'd get so angry. I was like, why the fuck are you doing that when you can give it to me? So I was angry. Nice ass teacher, by the way. I loved her. She was one of my favorites. But I didn't love her that much apparently because I was robbing her. She like steps out of the class because it's the end of the day. She's taking care of her kids, like watching them outside and shit like that, going with their parents. I don't remember how I got back in the classroom without her being there. Snuck in. I put on my little winter coat because I think it was like fall or some shit. So it was getting really cold out. And I grabbed this cupcake, So I have like when I'm like when those stupid ass robbers are smuggling something, but they're not being smooth about it. So I got like one hand inside of my jacket over my hand covering the other hand, holding the cupcake, being so fucking obvious. And the teacher stops to talk to me. The exact teacher I took the cupcake from. She said, "I want to talk to your mom." And I said, "What did I do?" Because this is about a different story. I was stealing stuff from home and giving it to her, and she wanted to talk to my mom about that. Because yes, as I stole from her, and I was like, I'll let her know some other time. I gotta go home. My mom comes, bro. Why did she come up to the same fucking teacher we were just talking to? And all of a sudden, now you want to be a good mom because somebody's watching you. She said, "Let me zip up your coat for you." I said, "Bro," I kept telling her no. I was like, "I'm fine. Don't touch my coat." She was like, "Get your hand out of your jacket." She was like, "Let me zip it up." The second she smacks my hand down, the cupcake falls on the floor, and I'm just looking at it. It gets on my shirt. And the teacher that I took it from is sitting right there. And she's looking at the fucking cupcake. She knows exactly where it came from. And I'm looking at her. I'm like barely though. Like I'm like side eyeing her. And I'm looking down at the cupcake. And so I'm trying to play it off as how this cupcake here. And so I started pretending like I'm grossed out because I got frosting on my hand because she smacked that shit out. I got it on my shirt, so I started wiping my hand on my shirt. I said, "Ugh." Like that's gonna help. I was like, I'm also a victim. Bro, this cupcake fucking jumped me.
I swear, I was trying to kidnap me, but the other way around.
Bro, for real though, like shout out to my mom for being the world's biggest snitch because without even trying, she ratted on me, bro.
The whole universe was against you that day. She said, "Let me help you zip up your coat," like she's never done before.
Exactly, bro. Like why that day you gotta choose, bro. So the teacher walked us to our car, started talking about like how she used to steal and shit like that, and how I grew out of her, some shit like that I was a good kid, blah 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 blah. And then I stole some like Winnie the Pooh shit from my mom's house that she liked, and I gave it to that teacher for stealing from her. So I stole from my mom.
You made it up to her.
Yeah. And then she gave it back to my mom and then told her another thing about me stealing. And I was like, ah, damn. And then another story about like school, I guess. Again, jealousy. Other kids would have like really good snacks and like their parents would pack them lunches. My mom was never there. Like she wouldn't go to any school thing. She wouldn't pack me lunches, nothing. I constantly had to watch kids like on like student day or whatever. Like when your mom comes to school with you, your dad, you do like picnics and shit. My mom was never there for that. So I was constantly jealous. And so one day, this kid, her mom packed her lunch. She put like Little Debbie's in there or whatever. I don't even remember what it was. It was like Twinkies or some shit like that. I don't know. And she was like hella excited. She was bragging to the entire class, "My mom packed me this for lunch." And I said, damn. Bro, she was rubbing it in my face. I said, "Bro, I want that so bad." I was like, "I want that right now." Recess comes. Somehow again, I sneak my little happy ass in the building. Don't know how the fuck I'm doing this without getting caught by a teacher. Tell me how. Sneak into the fucking classroom that should be locked because there's no students in there. But no, somehow got in. Snuck into that girl's like backpack at her seat, and I snatched that shit, and I think I hid it in my pocket or something. And she comes back. It's lunchtime now because recess was just over or some shit like that. I think we had 2 recesses. Like this is like younger like grade, so we had 2 recesses. And she gets back. Obviously, it's lunchtime, so she's digging for her fucking snack. It's not there. She starts screaming in the class, "Somebody stole my snack! Somebody stole my snack!" And the teacher goes, "Are you kidding me?" She was like, "Well, now why would you guys do that? That's not very nice. Blah blah blah." And then she said, "Okay, since nobody wants to fess up to it, we're all gonna close our eyes, and we're gonna give you a chance to return it and be a better person." And we're like little ass kids. This is like pre-K type shit or some shit like that. I don't know. Kids are not closing their eyes. You know, some of them bitches be peeking through their fingers and shit like that. And I was like, I'm not falling for this trick. I said, I had my eyes closed too. And I said, I'm not returning it. I knew I took it, and I ate it for lunch too, because everybody opened their eyes and they didn't return it, and they were like, sucks to suck, I guess. And I was like, oh no, nobody fessed up. And I ate it, and I was a happy kid that day, because I got away with it.
Well, congratulations.
Those school stories reminded me of my time in elementary school with my teacher, Miss D. It was Friday, and every day in elementary school, we would have fun Friday, right? We were little kids. We got to have fun. That was our opportunity. And I had the same teacher all year. And I don't know what was happening that day, but some kid was being noisy. Some kids would be so loud and super disruptive. And Miss D, she was like, okay, that's it. Now none of you can have fun Friday. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna write. You're gonna write that you will be respectful. Like an entire page. You're gonna write an entire page about how you're gonna be respectful. And I'm like, bitch, get this kid out the classroom. Why are you making this out to be everyone's fault? Bitch! So I'm already mad. But then she decides to pull the mega dick move and bring another class into our class. And she like separates us. She has us like move our desks to one side so that the other kids can have a place in the room where they can have fun. She whipped out the shaving cream. That was my favorite part of Fun Friday. The shaving cream. I loved the shaving cream. She pulled out everything. I was like, now I know damn well. I know damn well you did not just bring these kids into my classroom to rub it in my face about how some kid fucked up my chance to play with shaving cream. And I got so mad. And so I threw everything off my desk. I started screaming bloody murder. And I'm crying, I'm screaming, I'm so mad. I flip my desk. I throw my chair. I'm like, fuck this shit. What is wrong with you? And she's like, bro, I'm sorry. What, are you okay? And I storm out the classroom and I start trying to lock myself in my locker. Miss D, she called my mom. My mom comes, she knocks on my locker. Dun dun dun. Hey, you wanna come out? And so I slowly creak open the door with my angry little face. And then I'm like, what? And she's like, wanna go home? I was like, yeah. And Miss D, she's like, I've never seen her behave like this before. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. You just ruined your only chance of having me like you as a teacher, bitch.
Oh, damn.
Unfortunately, I had to have her next year. I didn't know that. Oh, little did she know I was a demon child, I guess. Really great. Love
Bro. The stories at school go crazy because, listen, you know, like how teachers, like in the lower grades or whatever, they do that thing on Valentine's Day. If you give them $1, they'll give you those stupid, like, kissy, like, suckers, like lip-shaped suckers.
Yeah.
I was always mad because mom would never give me money to buy some. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna give some to my friends, or I want to buy some for myself to pretend somebody gave it to me because I want to feel loved, bro. Like I want to really feel the love on me. I wasn't feeling shit. And she would constantly say no. Nobody ever gave them to me because nobody liked me. And so I was like, damn, you know what sounds hella good? There's money in that bag. Not only is there money, there's suckers in that bag. So obviously, me being me, I sneak in there at some point, and I think instead of stealing the fucking suckers, I stole the money, went back to that class, gave her the money for a fucking sucker, and I got myself a sucker.
You got some money too.
I wasn't very smart, but at the same time I was smart, but like in a stupid way. I think I grabbed like 2 of them, a purple one and a red one, and I think I grabbed the purple one and I gave the red one to like some random ass kid that I thought was my friend. I don't even remember.
For us, okay, so I was in the school system here in this town for a while too, and for us the suckers were usually bears. They were bear shaped for like most of the year, and it was only during like holidays that they would change. And so we would have the lip ones around Valentine's Day too. And I shit you not, okay? They'd come around like once a week with these fucking suckers, and I wanted them so bad. They were shaped like bears. They had pretty colors. Every single time I'd ask mom, she'd give me money. They're only like 50 cents. Give me money to get a fucking sucker. Okay, they're like 50 cents or $1. She would never give us money. I just had to look at them all the time, though. I wasn't brave enough to steal.
Nah, I wasn't about that shit. I said, I want it now. I was a crazy kid. I was mean, I was jealous, and I was kind of greedy.
Well, we didn't have anything, so it makes sense.
Especially when it came to friends, because I didn't have a lot of friends either. I had like one friend. I used to have like 3. Used to be best friends with this girl. Like constantly, we would hang out constantly. I'd go like hang out with her, and one day this new girl comes, and all of a sudden we're making fun of her. I don't remember what. I think she got some ugly ass haircut, looked like Dora Explorer, some shit like that. We were little kids making fun of her for some stupid shit.
I remember in middle school, everyone made fun of her.
I don't think you weren't even there.
What?
This is like
Oh.
Yeah.
Bleep.
bleep bleep bleep. we're watching the screen or whatever because this teacher's over here talking about how they're taking us on a field trip to the zoo, right? And our parents, like some of our parents are coming for like chaperones or whatever. And the girl that I'm best friends with at the time, her dad was going with her. Mm-hmm. And she was like, obviously, you're my best friend, so you're going with me. We're making fun of this random ass little girl. All of a sudden, we go to the zoo. I think I threw a fit. Because the other class, the teacher bought all of them snow cones. And I was pissed, and I was like, I want a fucking snow cone. So this poor fucking girl's dad bought me a snow cone. He went with it. He was like, all right. And then eventually, I think, like, after that, he told her not to be friends with me anymore because I was kind of a brat. She didn't tell me that, though. And then she started being friends with this new girl that we were literally just bullying, like, a day ago. And so I was really mad at that girl for, like, the rest of my school year there. And I would constantly, like, make fun of her and, like, bully her. Not in, like, a mean way, like, in my head, bro. I did not have the balls to say anything to their face. I did ask her one time, I was like, why aren't you my friend anymore? Aww. Then another time, this new girl that I was friends with, so she was like one of my last friends. So I was like extra greedy with her. She also had, like, that's the one I popped the pool for, by the way. We were friends for a good couple of years. She had a phone. I didn't like that, so I took her phone. She got it back, though, because I was trying to hide behind a tree with it. It didn't work. Surprise. I was terrible. So we were in class, and they were doing this little art project about Ariana Grande. I didn't know who the fuck she was. My mom didn't let us have phones. We didn't have, like, TVs. We didn't have anything. So I didn't know anything about anybody. And so they were, like, bonding over this person. And they were making, like, a little, like, it's like a collage of her. They were cutting out newspapers and shit. And they were gluing it together. And I was getting mad that they were spending so much time together over this fucking collage. So they're getting so excited. They're hanging out, like, all day. And so they go to lunch, and I was like, I don't like this. I need this to stop right now. So I sneak in during lunch, into the classroom, grab their collage, rip it up, and I throw it in the garbage. Go back to lunch, and I don't remember what happened after that. I don't know if, like, I know they stopped hanging out for sure. Oh. But, yeah.
I got that friend jealousy real bad, too, when I was younger. But I think mine, not only did I also go through, like, a lot of abusive situations as a child, but I also have ADHD, so I got that, like, rejection sensitivity dysphoria and shit, and so I didn't want my friends to have any other friends, because if they had other friends, they'd be better friends with those friends than me, and when they're together and I'm not with them, they're talking about me. I just know it. In my brain, I couldn't keep a friend for more than a year because of that shit, because I didn't want them to be friends with anybody else. I'd get so mad.
Especially when they'd hang out outside of school and you couldn't fucking do that.
There was one friend I had, I asked her every single day if she still liked me, because I couldn't tell. And so I'd ask her every single day. She got so tired of it, she stopped being friends with me.
We're all a little crazy.
Yeah.
I was the friend, well, my best friend at the time, I'm gonna just call her Lynn. My best friend at the time, she was the jealous type. I was not. I had a lot of friends. I didn't count them as friends, but they counted me as friends. So, I would just pretend to be their friend. I didn't really know them or like them much, but you know, they existed. Mm-hmm. I'm not evil. I'm not evil. That's all you need to know. What?
It's more of a neutrality, not a dislike.
Yeah. And she would get so mad whenever I would hang out with other people. And like, cause I remember, like, kids, they used to huddle around my lunch table. I used to be, like, popular in fucking middle school or some shit. And so all these girls would, like, huddle around my table and they'd talk to me, and Lynn hated it. And she was, like, my best friend at the time. And I was like, yeah, me too, I guess. And one time, this was in elementary school, some girl, I'm gonna call her H, she came up to me on the playground. She was like, hey, do you want to be friends? And I was like, oh my god, yeah, you seem so rad. And she was so cool. This happened twice with two different girls. Two different girls came up to me and they're like, hey, you're so cool. Can we be friends? I'm like, totally. And then Lynn would come up to them at some point when I would leave, and she'd yell at them. She'd yell at them for wanting to be my friend, and how she, I don't know what the fuck she would say to them, but afterwards, they would stop talking to me.
Oh god.
And H, she was the only one who told me that Lynn was doing this. She's the only one who had the balls to tell. She came up to me literally at like an hour after she asked to be my friend. She was like, dude, Lynn, like, yelled at me and started making fun of me for wanting to be your friend. And I was like, what? That doesn't sound like her at all. And she was like, yeah, I'm sorry, but like, I don't think I can be your friend.
And I can't hack it.
And I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. And then I immediately forgot about her.
Well, you only knew her for that little short time, so.
Yeah. And then I continued being friends with Lynn until like 7th grade, to which she started a rumor about me because like literally a year before that she was like, oh my god, I like you a lot, want to be my girlfriend? And I'm like, oh sure.
Lots of pressure.
Yeah. I am aromantic. I did not want to be in a relationship with her. I didn't want to lose her friendship. I liked our friendship a lot. Oh, hey. You're looking at me all silly.
When you're done, I got something to say about the same person.
And I broke up with her a little while after, and she started a rumor around school that she told everyone that I told her to kill herself.
Oh, Jesus!
Yep. And so people like alienated me after that, and I was like, what the fuck? And so I had to build my friendship circle from scratch again. I know it pissed me off because one time in gym, we were all in the same class for some shit. And this like older kid, she was in 8th grade. I was in like 7th grade. She comes up to me, she's like, why would you tell her to do that? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is the first time I was hearing about the rumor. She was like, yeah, well, you told her to kill herself, and that's really bad. And I was like, bitch, I struggle with that myself. Why the fuck would I tell someone to do that? And she's like, I don't need to know that. And I'm like, oh, bitch, okay, thanks for picking sides. And then literally the end of the day, I see her again in fucking choir, and the teacher's telling her, oh, she's so sweet, and she's like my best student. And the kid's like, oh shit. She's looking around, and I'm like,
No, I bet you feel real good.
yeah.
Okay. So, the same girl that she was just talking about, the Lynn girl or whatever, it's a short story. She was really weird.
She was
I was like, I think 13 at the time. I had my own room. I was really angry because after like the whole abuse and shit, I wasn't the type of person who like went quiet and stuff. I like built it up, and I was a really, really angry and aggressive person. So the second I got home, I'd lock myself in my room and I'd stay there all day. That's if I went to school. I went to school. I get home. I don't remember what happened. Like, Toad was home and her friend Lynn was there because they were like best friends at the time. I come home. I go in my room. I'm expecting to like go lay down, be fucking mad like I always am. I walk in, this ugly bum ass little kid is in my room trying on my fucking clothes.
What?
Yeah. I look at her, she's looking at me. I could tell she's fucking scared. Cause like I constantly have an angry ass look on my face without even trying. It's just like my resting bitch face, alright? So I like when I'm genuinely mad, like then my face, you can tell I'm fucking pissed. She looks scared. I can tell she's scared. And I said, get the fuck out now. She's scared. She throws that shit off. She said, okay. She's gone. I think like a month later, is still her. My Toad is still her friend. And all of a sudden, she's taking pictures with me, right? And I was like, whatever, I don't care. And then I was telling her about my boyfriend at the time, and she was like, I was a stupid kid. I was like, we're getting married or some shit. He asked me to marry him, and I was like, it's fucking stupid. She was like, please don't marry him. And I was like, why? I was like, why the fuck do you care? You're some random ass little kid that I don't care about. She was like, because I like you. And I was like, you're like fucking 5. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I was like, first you're dating my sister, then you break up with her, and then all of a sudden you want to date me. Let's calm down now.
You trying to date the whole family?
That wasn't the only time too. She had another friend. Her name, let's call her, I'm gonna call her, S. There you go. They were both friends. Somehow, magically, big forehead S, somehow liked me too. I met her like a couple of times, hung out at her house, and the only reason I did that is because Toad was her friend. I met her online boyfriend. He was talking to me through the fucking TV. I was like, whatever, I don't know, like, why am I here? Her older brother yells at me for making fun of my own little sister. And I was like, you don't fucking do that. I just heard you fighting with yours like 10 seconds ago. Get off my fucking back. Talking about how his girlfriend just broke up with him.
That's just how siblings act.
I was like, let's calm down now. I don't know. And then all of a sudden she was like, I like you too. And I was like, can you guys, like, you're both like fucking 5. Can we calm down? Like, I know I'm all that, but like, chill. No, I'm just kidding. So then, Toad's little friend group, with like S, and then fucking what'd you call her, Lynn, was all hanging out in it. And then they all start fighting because they like me, and I was like, can you like, bro, let's calm down. And then that's the last time I seen, because they were all in a group together, and that's the last thing I seen them talking about, and I think they stopped being friends after that.
Oh, they fought over you so hard they stopped being friends.
For real.
They never had a chance.
lot of interesting stuff about Lynn in that group. I had another group. Oh boy. I wasn't friends with this group long either. I would push my personality to the max to like match energy with them. Really difficult. Hated it. Too much effort. But I was like, yeah, I'm lonely. I need friends. Sure. Apparently, like, bro, I would get confessions like every 2 weeks, because that's about the time that I would like get in a relationship and then immediately break up with them. And people would be like, every 2 weeks someone would like stop me and they'd be like, I'm in love with you. Oh my god.
Can't escape it.
For real. I think it was recess, 8th grade. And my friend comes up to me. I'm gonna call him R, I think it was. Or it was M. I don't know, whichever one it was. He goes, hey, so do you like G? And I'm like, they're a great friend. I mean, I guess. And he's like, yeah, well, she has a crush on you. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Not again.
God damn it. Because everyone in that group was like best friends with her. And I was like, if I don't accept her feelings, they're all gonna stop being friends with me.
Aw.
And so I did. But again, I had no idea how to be in a relationship. And she was like she was one of the ones who like lasted really long in the relationship, because I was when I say I was breaking up with them, that means I would wait until they would break up with me, because I was a coward. And so she lasted so long, bro. I was like, that's really great for you. And I didn't know how to be in a relationship, so I was like, okay, have a pet name, I guess. And then I would just like hold her hand sometimes and give her some candy or like flowers or some shit.
I was gonna say, is that the girl we brought flowers to when you guys did like that little performance on the stage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bro, it was around that time that I started to notice how like distant she was getting, and I was like, oh my god.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna happen any time now. And in theater, there was another girl who apparently had a crush on me.
Oh god.
She was older than me too. And I was like, what? And this is like a gotcha life scenario, bro. She was like, your girlfriend's cheating on you. And I'm like, what? Okay. And I was like, no. Gotcha taught me that to never trust bitches when they say shit like this. What's her name? She was like, and I was like, okay. What's her hair color? Blonde. And I'm like, shit, you're good at guessing. Apparently she's seen me around school with her. She would watch me around school.
Oh, what's my name? I'm kidding. Trick question.
For real. And I was like, okay, who? And she was like, her friend. And I'm like, M? And she was like, yeah, that one. And I was like, you're lying to me, aren't you? And she was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Bro folded under no pressure.
For real. Folded like a cheap suit.
For real. I was like, why? Why would you do that? God damn, their brights are fucking, why?
I'm really feeling the light, guys.
I was like, why would you do that? And she's like, I've had a crush on you ever since I saw you, and we talked on the first day of the performance. I was like, bruh.
When I said hi?
Yeah, for real. I would like to copy people's personalities to get them to like me, but like it would always be because of that people would like get crushes on me. And they would always be like, you're perfect for me. We have all the same interests. I have no idea what your interests are.
We have all the same interests.
I have no idea what your interests are. Actually, I would pretend. I wouldn't even look them up after. I would just like immediately forget everything about you.
Really fun and good.
For real. And I was like, okay, don't talk to me again. And she was like, okay, I understand. I'm like, great. And then like the next day, Grace was like, hey, I'm sorry, but I think we need to break up. And I was like, great.
Okay.
That's so cool for you.
That's good for me. Freeze out my calendar.
Yeah. Oh, that's so rad. And she was like, "You're not mad?" And I'm like, "Nah." And I was so chill about it. She gave me like a really questioning look, and I was like, "Bro, please, please." And that was the second time we tried dating too, because like we broke up like when COVID struck. Because she was like, "I can't handle a long distance relationship," and I was like, "That's so cool for me." And I went back to reading fanfic on my fucking
Really freeze
iPad.
out my summer.
And then like the second time it happened, I was like, "Bro, just stop, just stop." I think the worst relationship I was in was Lynn's, because she was so persistent.
Oh God.
She was so persistent, and I was like, "Please, please." And I'm not joking, every time we hung out, she'd be like, "So when are we gonna kiss?" And I'm like, I didn't want to, cause bro, she was my best friend at the time, but like, I knew my limits. I knew my limits. I was a good actor, but I wasn't prepared to go that far for my career, okay?
I knew someone like that too, and it also made me extremely uncomfortable. It was like every single day it would happen, and I would get like really uncomfortable, but they also wanted to do like more than that, and I was like, oh no. So yeah, it wasn't fun, and it lasted for like half a summer.
Jesus.
We weren't dating or anything. She just kept hanging around because I would talk to her.
Oh my God.
I got some stories like that. How I would wait for them to break up with me. There was this guy. I was going to school. I don't remember what the fuck his name was. It was like fake name, Aiden. There you go. So he would ask me out. Me, I constantly told everybody no. I don't fucking know you. I don't like you. No. So he asked me out. Group full of people behind him, by the way. He was like one of the like quote unquote cool kids, but he really wasn't that cool. They just kind of hung out with him. He was like one of the side characters of the cool kids. He asked me out. They were all watching. I said, "Fuck no!" They laughed at him. He got embarrassed. We didn't talk after that. A year later, like, it was like the cringiest shit. Like, you know, like when you sit like next to somebody, like not even by choice, the teacher be having you sit next to each other, and all of a sudden you touch a little bit, and they're like, "I love you."
Yes,
That's
I know
exactly what
bro.
happened, bro. We were sitting on the bleachers. Bleachers, you know, fucking teachers be squeezing you in there like a fucking can of sardines, bro. I don't remember what the fuck it was about. Somehow, magically, this goofy bitch got placed right next to me. So he's like fully like rubbing up on me, thigh to thigh, fucking arm to arm. And I was like, "God damn, you're really fucking close." And somehow he got like closer. I don't like, his arms were like all over me, and I was like, "Let's calm down a little bit." And then he was like, "Hey, you remember that time I asked you out?" And I was like, "Yeah, I remember that time I said no." And he was like, "Well," I was like, I can see it from a mile away. The second you started like touching all up on me, I knew it was coming. He was like, "I still like you. You want to go out?" And I was like, "You know what? Fuck." I did this all like a lot too. After you asked me more than once, I was like, "Fuck, to get you off my back? Sure, but we're not doing anything." So I added him on Snapchat. He literally talked to me like one day, and I was like, "Bro, I'm not gonna pay attention to you." I barely even responded. Literally later that day, it was like that was the last day before summer vacation or whatever, some shit like that. He was like, "Hey, I want to break up." I was like, "Shit, all right." He was like, exactly like how Toad said. He was like, "You're not like mad or anything." I was like, "I didn't even like you in the first place. I said no the first time. When I said no, I meant no. If I liked you, I would have been like, oh fuck yeah." No. Then this some other dude did it. Like, this is like kindergarten type shit, like holding hands on the playground. You think fucking boys have cooties and shit. I didn't give a shit. I had like my life problems to deal with. I didn't even think about dating anybody for real, because I couldn't hang out with them after school or anything. So this guy, like in the middle of another like assembly or whatever, they were showing us like these stupid like pets that they brought, like snakes and shit. And I was like, whatever. He said he liked me or some shit, because I had straight hair as a kid. And one day, literally one day, I went to school wearing a dress, and I had my hair curled because I had braided it overnight. I was like a little kid, mom did it. And he was like, "The second I saw your curly hair, I loved you." And
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
I know. I was like, sure, whatever. I didn't think it was gonna. Like, I would do that all the time. I'd say yes to people, and then I'd never see them again. I'd do that all the time because I really didn't care about you. So that's what happened. I said sure. I thought it was gonna like end at that. I was like, I'm never gonna see this dude again. We went to the same school for like the next like 3 years. So he would like catch me at recess and shit like that. He'd be like, "Hey, this is my girlfriend." He showed me all his friends. I was like, "Bro, let's back the fuck up.
Let's calm down.
I was little though, so I wasn't really thinking that. I was just kind of like, sure.
Can I go play now?
We like at our school we had like this little shed that was kind of against the building, but there was like a big gap. So kids would constantly go back there for quote unquote privacy, and all his friends would like tell us to kiss and shit, and I was like, I'm not, nah. I was like giggling as a little kid. I was like, no, cooties.
No, you fucking disgusting bitch.
And so I'd leave, and then he'd be like, can we hang out after school on the playground? I was like, oh yeah, sure. Keep in mind, like, this is the time my grandma would like pick us up like immediately. If we weren't allowed to have even a moment later, she'd scream at us. I wasn't allowed to do anything. Even if I wanted to play, she wouldn't let us stay. We couldn't do shit. So I was like, yeah. And then I'd leave immediately. Even if I wanted to stay to play on the fucking playground, wasn't allowed. So eventually, I don't even think we broke up. I don't remember. I think I broke up with him or he broke up with me, or maybe it didn't happen at all. I don't know. A couple years later, that same fucking dude, I go to school with him again. Like, we're a little bit older now, and my mom yells at his cousin because she was bullying me one time, and I was like avoiding her, like, because I didn't want to talk to people, obviously. And I was like, bitch, if I don't have to deal with you, I don't have to deal with you. So I walk around her. She follows me. My mom catches that, goes out, screams at her, and apparently that was the guy's cousin. So he gets mad that my mom yelled at her, and so he started bullying me for the rest of the year and like shoving me in puddles and shit like that and being a fucking bitch. Oh, I didn't take that shit. I was angry. That's the year I started fighting back. I stopped being quiet.
Was he the one you pushed down the stairs?
No, that was an ex-boyfriend who was a little bitch. So, same bitch, same group. Like, cause all the kids that we used to hang out with stayed in the same fucking group. And I was like, this dude's so fucking annoying. We ended up going to like this fucking daycare for a while, and his picture's on the wall. I was like, I can't escape this bitch. I was like, everywhere I go.
You're haunting me.
I know. And eventually that ends. I go to a new school, like super duper good. Like, I graduate from there, and we're going to teach these classes who are failing, like people who aren't graduating this year. Like, we're like in high school, we're about to graduate. And I think it's so fucking funny because in one of the classes there's a bunch of kids who are failing and who are not graduating. So we have to go tell them to join our like program thing so they can fucking pass, so they can get their shit done and pass. What do you know? Who's in that class, bro? That fuck boy in his little group, bro. Oh. And of course he's failing. Bro, like, we didn't even talk or nothing, but you know somebody. Like, we made eye contact, and we just kind of, I looked him up and down, and he's looking at me. He's not making eye contact no more, because obviously I graduated like before like my school year was supposed to, because I was doing hella good. I was above the class. I was like the second person like on top of the class. And so it was like really awkward. I was also the class president, and that's why I was there for like that meeting and everything. So it was really awkward. Obviously watching somebody that you tried bullying and like tried dating at the same time, like obviously you didn't forget that shit because we would talk about it and like be mean to each other. It was fun.
Hold on. Quick break.
Hi, we're back. In a play place. Yay!
Yeah, little theme music for you. We decided to, because we're at a park, we decided to walk over to the play area, and we're actually inside of the play place.
I got a sucker. It was mystery flavor, and it's the worst flavor, bro. Root beer.
Oh,
what?
Rude, chilling, killing.
You also just stole that from my bag.
I'm hungry.
We had so much McDonald's for dinner. Oh, but I want it again though. Isn't that crazy?
I know, Skibby got some. He brought some home, and I was like, "Nah, don't get me any. My mom got me some." And I was like, hungry.
I shouldn't have passed it up. My chicken nuggets were so stale. I was like, oh. My McDouble was okay though.
I liked my burger. My burger was so good.
Bubba said his burger was like they put a fistful of onions on his burger, and that throughout most of it, all he was tasting was onion.
Onions are the fucking best, bro. They loaded mine with salt. Like, this time I could actually taste it. And the fries, all of them squishy. That's my favorite. I don't like the crunchy shits. I like them squishy fries because they're the saltiest ones.
That's crazy. You know what Bubba said? He said his burger was too seasoned. He said it was too salty. He said all he tasted was onions and salt. And
it was good as fuck.
Mom interrupted him when he was eating his fucking french fries too. He said he didn't get a moment's peace when he was eating.
Poor Bubba.
I know.
So, new topic, guys. What are we talking about?
New topic, yay! Somebody pick something to talk about, something interesting.
I do like the theme we have of childhood stories. I do like that a lot. issue is this could get
Okay,
real
we could
depressing
do
real
childhood
fast.
stories, but like, what like are we going for? We did like stealing. We did school. Like, what's another one? Want to do like holiday stories?
Ooh, our holiday stories
any
are always
holiday?
really depressing because our family members are ruin it every time by getting angry or beating the
Because I
shit
can
out
tell
of
you about
somebody.
how like we steal and shit like that for holidays.
Because I remember that. You remember that one Christmas we were over at fucking grandma's, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Grandma started beating Bubba's ass in the middle of the living room in the middle of Christmas.
It's because somebody got on one of those sticky toys. They were new at the time. They were like these little squishy balls. You threw them up and they stick to the ceiling.
Globbles.
And he did that at her house because that's where he got them. He was super fucking excited. They fall right down. They don't leave anything up there. Whatever. That's like the whole point of them. She got so pissed that he had the nerve to throw something at her fucking ceiling, so she beat his ass.
Yep. We left after that. Mom actually got mad that time. She got super mad. She took us all home. I felt so bad for Bubba. She beat his ass good that day for playing with the toy he got on Christmas at her house. Then there was that year, Grandma's house again, because for some reason that's where all our fucking holidays are. And you were trying to help him play with one of his toys. He was little. Oh, whoops. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bleep that name out because I don't want you to know my nephew's name.
Let's call
But-
him Roro.
Oh, yeah, or R. Roro's fine. That's good. That can stand for anything. Roro. Okay. What were you doing with him? You know what story I'm about to tell.
Hold on, I'm gonna say this. Okay, so it was Christmas. This year, I had a job, so I was buying everybody like a shitload of presents. I was super excited. Christmas is like one of my favorite holidays, so I was going all out. I bought my grandma something because I didn't want her to feel left out. I bought everybody something. We take the presents to my grandma's house, give her present. I'm so fucking excited, bro. She didn't even open it. She like took the wrapping off and she said, "Oh, thanks," and then put it aside. She like very clearly didn't give a shit, and I like fully put my heart into it. I got something that I knew she would like, and something that had like meaning to her. Didn't give a flying fuck. So then I was like, you know what? That upsets me, yes, but I'm not gonna let that ruin my Christmas. I'm trying to have fun. Like I love this, right? Like I'm having fun. Everybody's excited about the things that they got. I had my little Polaroid camera. I was trying to take pictures, right? We were taking pictures. My nephew, he gets a present. He asked me for help to open it because he couldn't get it open, and I would like at the time I was babysitting him all the time, so me and him were like hella tight, you know. So I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll help you. I'm over here helping him open it, and my grandma's trying to take a picture of him, and she gets so fucking angry that I had the nerve to get in a picture with her favorite fucking kid, bro. She was like, "Get out of the way," and I was like, damn, it's really that serious that I can't even be in one of your fucking family pictures. And so that did ruin the rest of my day. I was like genuinely upset, and I wasn't even having fun anymore. I kind of wanted to cry and leave.
Yeah, I noticed too, and I felt so bad because I didn't notice at first what had happened because there was a lot going on. But I kept asking you what was wrong, and at first you wouldn't answer me. You were just like really pissed and upset, and I could tell. But you ended up telling me what she did, and that's so shitty. That's what holiday memories are like for me, is a lot of yelling and also people ruining things. But also, it's fun sometimes because when there are people who, like you guys, who genuinely like pay attention to things that like I like, and then that's fun. Those are the best gifts to get.
I remember you waking me up at like fucking 2 or 4 a.m.
I was so fucking excited, bro.
and I was like, what the fuck?
It's Christmas!
For real, that was your entire argument. It's Christmas, you have to open presents. I was like, okay. And then you hand me this really big one, and I'm like, ooh la la! And I completely forgot what you got me. And so I unwrap it, and it's this big out 1 pound Hershey bar, and I'm like, hell yeah!
Hell yeah. And
And then you take a Polaroid of me taking a giant chomp out of it, and it was great. And then I immediately went back to bed because I was tired.
No, you didn't. Okay, so I think this is the same year that the like Polaroid thing happened. Because every year, obviously we're little kids, and little kids, they love candy. So every year we would see these like giant candy bars, Hershey's, peanut butter cups, Twigs, and I wanted them every fucking year. I was like, oh my god, that's so like awesome. I really, really want that. My mom would say no. So obviously my siblings, they would do the same thing. I was older than them though, so eventually I was like, I know I'm never getting it, whatever. She always says no every fucking year. My siblings, they were still asking. They were like, I really, really want it. I really want one. And they see it every year, and I was like, you know what? I have money this year. fuck it. I was like, that's your fucking present, bro. I'm gonna stuff that shit in the stocking. Obviously, I had to wrap it up because it was huge. I got my sister a giant Hershey bar. And then I got my brother a giant Kit Kat.
Hell yeah.
And I was so fucking excited, bro. I definitely took a couple bites of that, but it's okay.
You know which ones I like? Those big, fat, like, 1 pound Reese's.
Yeah.
That they sell at the store around, like, Valentine's Day and Bitch, I love those so fat. They put so much peanut butter in those bitches. God damn. I love those giant Reese's. I'm a peanut butter whore.
Bro, I finished that chocolate bar in like 2 days.
I remember it was all you were eating at the time. And for every meal, you would just whip the chunk of candy bar out and it gets smaller and smaller every time.
The chocolate candy bar.
You were living on that shit.
That's right. I loved it. It was great.
This is really fun, you guys. I'm having a fun time.
See, I like talking about holidays. It's good. It's good. What are some other holiday? Oh, I got one.
Okay.
Still, like, depressing, but, like, also, like, when we were kids, we were excited. You know kids, bro. Like, I don't even know why I had to be that serious. Every fucking parent, like, even if your kid didn't do it, they thought of doing it, and you've at least caught them in the fucking motion of it. Open their Christmas presents early, or try to peek at them.
Mm-hmm.
One year, we were, like poor. Like, we couldn't even, like, we got one present. It was, like, some dog shit present. We were little kids. We wanted to peek and see what we got. Like, our one little present. I wanted to see it. My brother got one. I got one. My sister got one. And then, but I was I wasn't good at sneaking it. I opened every single one. Like, fully opened. And it wasn't even good, bro. My brother got this little, like, block, like, truck looking thing. Like, those cheapy ones. And then me and my sister got, like, a 1-page coloring page. It was one of those ones that, like, you draw with, like, one marker and it just kind of colors it for you.
Oh.
It was really stupid, and I don't know. We didn't really like it, and you could tell. But either way, even though it was, like, it was Dollar Tree shit, you could tell from, like, the Dollar Tree. Like, I guess, A for effort, I guess. My mom figured it out, told my grandma, they came to the house and said, now you're not getting a fucking Christmas. They were like, why would you open somebody else's present? I was like, bro, it wasn't even that good. I was like, calm down.
Christmas anyway. What the fuck?
Exactly. Like, you're taking away my one fucking present, the
From
piece
the
of
Dollar
paper.
Tree, my one Dollar Tree, one paper.
You're gonna
present?
take away my fucking piece of paper?
Oh, I'm scared.
Exactly. Fuck you. So I don't know. I was like, I don't know. It really wasn't that serious, and it was really stupid to get mad over something like that.
Yeah.
And this one's a more recent one, like very recent, like literally last year. So the year before that was the Polaroid thing that happened. So I was getting them a whole bunch of presents and shit. Right. My mom, she has a problem when people like
Outdo her?
Yes, outdo her and just do better things she can't do. Like, she's jealous of my aunt, bro. We all know it because she has a boyfriend, her kids. I don't even know what to say about her kids.
She's better clothes. She's more popular. Her kids are more popular.
She's prettier. Like, she wears makeup, but you can tell that she's a little prettier. Also, her mom favors her more. So, she's a very jealous person, and she doesn't like when people outdo her. I got my siblings a bunch of presents that they actually liked that year, and she didn't like it. She made it very clear that she didn't like it. I got her stuff that she really liked too, like stuff from like movies that she was talking about, stuff that she said she wanted. Like, I wasn't leaving nobody out. Even though I don't like you, I wasn't leaving nobody out. I was being nice. She didn't give a flying fuck. She was still angry. So that was another thing that pissed me off that year. And the next year about that, she kept saying, like, before Christmas would come up, she would bring it up like every 5 seconds about how, I know Destiny did so good last year, but I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better than her. And I was like, bro, no, let's not hold a grudge. I know.
This is supposed to be this is supposed to be like family, holiday time, appreciative time. It's not a competition. Well, for her, everything is.
Yeah. Like, last year, she went to the store. Keep in mind, bro, I'm the one who picks out all the presents every year anyways. She gets to choose whether to buy or not because it's usually her money. They're fucking doo-doo. She'll pick out shit that she knows people don't like. Like, Toad, there's a lot of things she likes. She likes some animes. She likes drawing. She likes just kind of like creepy, cutesy things, I guess. I wouldn't say like cutesy, but like creepy, but not like in a weird way. Shit like that. Every year, though, my mom will get her a fucking unicorn or a rainbow, which is something she doesn't like, but she does it every fucking year. Like, somehow something's gonna change. Just like my grandma would get us makeup every year, which we didn't do our makeup, and we didn't really care about that, but she didn't care.
It would be those cheap packs, too. You know, those ones they start selling around Christmas time with, like, the makeup that stings your eyes?
Yeah. All we did was like scrape that out with our fingers and play with it. So she quote unquote was trying to do better. I picked out every present that year. She was buying like a lot though, and I was like hell excited. I was like, I don't give a shit if you're trying to outdo me, because I'm picking out these presents. So I picked out all the shit for my siblings, shit that I knew that they would like, except for my poor little sister Tobro. She said she was gonna get her this coloring like tablet or whatever, because she draws a lot, and she draws like on her phone and on paper. So she said she was gonna get her this coloring tablet. Bro, got her hopes up, got my hopes up for her getting something cool. Got her a fucking notebook that she has that she buys her every year, the same shit. It kind of pissed me off. And then my brother didn't even like get anything. He, like, I won't say anything. He has been asking for a PS5. She got him that, but gave it to him like hella early, so on Christmas he didn't have anything to open. She didn't get him nothing small, nothing like that. So I kind of felt bad for him, because she literally gave him his present already. She should have at least saved it and not told him what she was getting him.
And this year she ruined it again.
Yeah, he was talking to us about how he doesn't have, like, he's never surprised and he doesn't really get anything, and he's not excited for Christmas. And there was some stuff that he really, like, he's really into this game, like Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yote. She said, she comes up to us, she was like, I found this super cool, like, glass thing. It's like, was it like for sake or whatever?
Yep.
It was from his game. She gave it to him, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. He really likes that. She should have saved it for Christmas. She was like, well, there was also this ramen bowl that was there. I didn't buy it yet, but I'm gonna buy it. I was like, okay, cool. So save it for Christmas. Like, buy it now, but hide it somewhere and save it. My sister, Sad, said the exact same fucking thing. Instead of doing that, she bought something else too, with like this cool little wooden box, but I think it was just socks or something. Would have been super cool for Christmas, bro. Socks are so original, but like still like cool.
He would have had like, I want him to have a good Christmas where he gets stuff that he is surprising but also really up his alley, because I feel like people just default to the one or two things they know he likes, and it's like lights in his room. And then he told me like a year after that, he was like, I get so many lights, he's like, I don't even like them anymore because that's all I get.
I did that one year, bro. I think I had my mom pick him out a lava lamp, that lightning ball thingy, which Auntie got him, and then me and Katie got him LED lights.
Yeah.
And then I gave him like one of my old ones, the one that I was gonna throw away. That was literally it.
I think the next year, it wasn't you. It was more like nobody else knew what to do, so like Katie and Mom and Grandma got him lights, and Auntie got him lights again.
Every year he needs new clothes. So honestly, I know everybody like shits on clothes sometimes when they get them, but if you need them and you're asking for them, obviously you're not gonna get mad about it.
Free clothes? Hell yeah.
Exactly. He's talking about, like, he doesn't have a lot of clothes, and a lot of them have holes now and like stains. And he asked literally last year for like just clothes. He wanted clothes. She didn't get him any clothes though. Like, went out of her way to make sure he didn't get clothes.
What a turd.
Yeah, I tried to go with, because like he doesn't like anything that's like crazy. He doesn't really like style, like plain black shirts, some fucking maybe like sweatpants, shit like that. Like a classic boy shit. She's over here trying to get him all this like crazy ass outfits, like button downs and shit like that, and he doesn't want that. And he like, she fully brought one home. It was like this giant like sports hoodie, but like with like the logos and stuff all over it. And he said, I won't wear that. I don't like that stuff.
White and yellow.
Yes.
And it wasn't even like on brand. It's like an and one, and it has some like random basketball logo all over it, like all over it.
And he flat out said, like, he told the truth, like, spoke his mind. He said, I don't like that. I won't wear that. And she said, you better fucking wear it, because I just bought 2 of them. And I was like, nobody told you to do that.
You like and then expect other people to wear it? Because she got one for Katie too, didn't she? And Katie was like, I'm not wearing that. It's white.
She always is buying the stupid shit and then blames other people for her not having any money.
It was ugly too. Come on, let's be real. And I'm not trying to be mean. It was an objectively ugly sweater.
Oh, what was I talking about?
I don't remember. We were talking about holidays. We were trying to talk about holidays.
Christmas.
But then we got on the how.
Right.
Doesn't know what to do.
But she didn't really get him anything that year. Either way, it also isn't really a surprise for me for Christmas, because I'm the one. Not only do I pick out all the presents, which means I pick out my own too. I also wrap all the presents, because she refuses to do it. So I'm the only one like trying to like keep the holiday shit going. She didn't even want to decorate the house. She didn't want to put up the tree. Nothing. She said she didn't want to. I did that. I don't know. It's kind of like really hard to like try to be festive and have fun on something I really like when everybody else is trying to put you down, and not trying to have any fun.
She's like a Scrooge.
Her and Grandma, bro. Like,
it's like they don't even enjoy the holiday. Grandma clearly wants to be spending it with very specific people and none of the rest of us, which then do that, you know? And Mom, I feel like it's one of those things again where you're having too much joy around her and she's not feeling it. And so she gets mad and then tries to ruin it. I watch her do it every time you try to do something fun or organize something and she ruins it with her attitude.
That reminds me. The whole separate Christmas thing. I didn't figure this out until like recently. That last Christmas or whatever, we went to my grandma's. And we were like, it was really awkward. I made this mac and cheese. I wanted to bring it because I like cooking and I like cooking for other people. I had like cookies, mac and cheese. I said I was gonna bring it. She was like, no, I don't want you to fucking bring anything to my house. And she like told Katie no and told me not to bring it. I brought it anyways. I didn't give a shit because at the time my sister was living with my grandma and they had like the whole upstairs to themselves. So we would kind of like hide up there until it was time to eat, and then we'd come down, grab food, go back up and hide, because they didn't really want us there and they wouldn't like include us in conversations and stuff, and they just kind of look at us weird. You can tell like we're not welcome. So we would hide. Then it was time to open presents. They'll have us come down. We were literally like, you can really tell that we were so out of place. Our cousins were sitting on the fucking couch together. My grandma was sitting in a chair. My aunt was sitting across from her in another chair, all bundled up, having family talking, and we were just huddled by the stairs, like scared little birds. I feel like you ever seen like
black sheep, like loners, like wallflowers. Like that's how it feels. It feels like you're like, I don't know how to explain it. There's no room for you to fit in there. You just are. You have to be there. You're an obligation, but nobody wants you there. Like I stand as close to the stairs as I could, and I think we had like 2 Christmases like that where I would just stand like as close to the stairs as I could because I don't want to be in there.
Yeah, every other Christmas, if it wasn't by the stairs, because she lived in this one-story house for a little bit, we'd be huddled by the front door. Like, we wouldn't want to go any closer. We wouldn't sit on the couch or anything, because for the longest time, she wouldn't even let us touch her fucking couch. For years and years and years, she would make us sit and sleep on the floor. We weren't allowed to touch anything. We weren't allowed to look at anything without getting yelled at. So that's how, like, that's just kind of how our mind went to. That's how we stay. She says, oh, you can sit down, but like she has that look on her face like she doesn't want you to sit down.
She's waiting for you to do one thing she can yell at you about on her couch.
What was I saying? Oh, you could tell like she didn't want us there. So that it was like awkward. It was uncomfortable. But then later on, I finally added my aunt on Facebook, right? I don't really do that because I don't like talking to people that obviously don't want anything to do with me. But I wanted to talk to her about something, and I didn't have her added on anything, so obviously I had to add her on something to talk to her. And me being nosy, I like to scroll through my family stuff that I don't talk to because obviously I want to know what they're doing and how they're doing because for some fucking reason I still care. And I saw on her Facebook that they had a secret Christmas without us, like 2 Christmases. It was before our Christmas where we were all huddled up in a fucking corner. It was their perfect Christmas. They were all like posing together. My cousins had their like significant others, which they don't introduce us to because they don't.
They're embarrassed.
Yeah, they're embarrassed of us because apparently we're poor. Keep in mind they're poorer than us. They're in debt, like crazy fucking debt because they like to pretend they're rich.
Because we're Mexican.
Valid. We are all mixed, and our other side of the family is really like white and racist.
Except for me and Katie, but they're still embarrassed of us because we're still fucking poor. And we love our Mexican siblings, so they don't like that.
Yeah.
We're all dirty and poor.
I don't know, it kind of hurt my feelings because like my grandma was like genuinely smiling and they were all like together taking like these really nice ass pictures, which I want to do every year, but nobody ever fucking lets me because they're constantly like, I don't know, like trying to like fuck up my mood. Like I want to take cute family pictures like that. I want to match fucking outfits, bro. I want to be all cute. I want to take pictures out with this cute ass fucking tree, bro. I want to do this shit. But whenever I try, nobody wants to do that. Everybody's trying to fucking piss me off. I'm like,
everybody?
No, I mean them.
Oh.
Yeah, auntie, grandma,
They don't want
mom.
anything to do with us. I didn't know that you didn't know about that till recently, actually. Because me and Katie knew. Grandma told us. And we didn't know that you guys didn't know. Yeah, she went and it was like what was it, like a few days before Christmas? Maybe a week. And she went and she had her good Christmas over at Auntie's. And she fully told us that too. She was like, oh, I'm going to have an early Christmas over at Auntie's because, and she said some blah 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 reason, and then they all still showed up to the Christmas at Grandma's too. So it was literally just so they could have a Christmas without us because we ruin it.
I know. I don't know. I did that thing where, like, I don't like confronting my past when I start thinking about like things that happened. Like my body gets like, like kind of like chills, kind of, but not chills. And then I feel like genuinely sick. Like I want to throw up. Like my mind wants me to stop thinking about it, or otherwise I'm going to throw up. I don't know. That's kind of what happened. I just kind of sat there and I started feeling sick, knowing that we're never going to have a place no matter how hard we try or anything like that. And it kind of hurts my feelings.
I'll do as many festive things that you want.
Yeah,
I want
since...
you to have good fancy Christmas. I want to feel festive.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I think is going to do it? I'm not going to grandma's. Mom can go to grandma's and she can bring my gifts back to me. I'm not going.
Go there for the food, and then I'm gonna come back and not do anything.
I'm tired of feeling like shit and like I'm ruining the holiday just by breathing. I'm tired of it. And her food tastes like ass. Okay?
I mostly only want the potatoes.
She put American cheese slices up on top of her
Katie knows how to
salty,
make the
nasty-ass
potatoes,
mac
bro.
and cheese. So bad. Burnt American cheese slices on top. Disgusting. Destiny's was way better.
Bro, and I was trying and I still fucked it up somehow, but somehow it was still better.
It was good. I love mac and cheese.
Like y'all know Teeny's mac and cheese, that's what I was trying to do, bro, but I ain't no cook. So I think I fucked it up, but I wouldn't know. So we decided, like me personally, and I think we talk about it a lot, but this is like something I'm like dead set on. Like when I get a job, which I've been trying to do, I did have one recently, but the person I was working for got fired. So I'm not like a hobo. Keep in mind, I'm only like I'm a youngin', bro. Yeah. So I was like, I'm dead set on having like a perfect fucking Christmas. By perfect, I mean I'm gonna like uninvite like every single fucking person that's constantly trying to piss me off. My grandma, my mom, my aunt, my cousins. They're not fucking coming. You piss me off. Like one year we tried to play fucking Christmas music and they made us turn it off because they didn't like it. And I was like, bro, I'm trying to be fucking festive. I'm trying to get myself in the fucking mood, bro. I'm trying to get on Santa's good list, bro. Calm down.
And the music always does it, bitch. I love Christmas music.
That's what, like, dude, when I do Halloween, I was carving pumpkins, which I bought, by the way, with Lena and Bubba. And Mom didn't buy them. She didn't fucking care. I was playing, I was playing Halloween music. I was fucking carving pumpkins. I was so excited. I was taking pictures. And where was Mom? Nowhere to be seen. She didn't like it. Just like how I wrap presents every year, I decided, since I'm wrapping the fucking presents, I'm taking over the living room. I'm sitting by the tree, I'm turning on the lights, and I'm playing fucking music. Fuck you, I started the fire and everything.
Hell, that sounds so beautiful.
Because I was really getting tired last year. I was like, I'm doing what I want to fucking do. If I'm doing all the work, might as well, right? So that's how I want to like do it. I want to decorate my house because my mom doesn't let us decorate nothing but really the tree, which really fucking irritates me, by the way. I want to decorate so bad, bro. My house, bro, it's gonna be like fucking Christmas threw up in there. Like y'all know, like the new like Spirit Halloween, but like Spirit Christmas. The entire store, that's gonna be my house. That's what's gonna look like.
I wonder if we can Dollar Tree up at the living room for Christmas too.
They got some good stuff sometimes.
Because I love Christmas. Hot cocoa, Christmas movies, Christmas music, baking cookies.
We should just like bring like presents and stuff to somewhere else. Like we should just leave the house for a little
Let's
bit.
rent a cabin, guys.
We could do that, or we could just straight up ignore Mom.
Valid.
And like I said, we could just laugh her off.
She's
If
gonna
she
get
wants
so
to be
fucking
grumpy
pissed.
on Christmas, be grumpy on Christmas, but you're not ruining my mood.
I'm about to color Scrooge.
You tell me to turn the music off, I'm gonna turn it up. This is not the year. 2025 has been tough, a tough ass year.
We need joy and whimsy right now.
Yep, I'm gonna get my Halloween on. I'm gonna get my Christmas on. I don't like what Thanksgiving is based on, but I'm gonna eat some fucking food.
For real, that's my food holiday.
Destiny's gonna make mac and
I
cheese.
just like
I'm
getting
gonna make
fat,
mac and
bro.
cheese.
I want to try making a turkey, bro. Every year my grandma makes this dry ass fucking turkey, like disappointing. One year, she literally didn't even make one. Like she was doing it, but it was done at like 1 a.m. Bro, it took like 10 fucking years, and it was sad. I find all these recipes, and I'm like, bro, if I really tried, I know I could fucking do it. Like I'm not 80 years old. I could make that shit, and I know I could make it work.
Katie did that one year with a ham, and it was fucking delicious.
Yeah, I'm getting real tired of this, Grandpa. So yeah, I'm gonna have a perfect Christmas with my fucking family that I actually like, and they decided to stay with me instead of abandoning me with fucking terrible people.
Yeah.
So what's new, guys?
Well, now I'm excited for Christmas.
I'm always excited. I'm excited for everything. Valentine's Day, like Mom doesn't like, bro. I see all these videos of these parents who actually love their kids, and they'll make them like little Valentine's Day baskets. Not because like anything crazy. Like you could just get them like fucking Hershey Kisses. Be like, oh hey, I love you. Here's something for Valentine's Day,
That's
just
what you're supposed
cause.
to do. You get Valentine's for love. You know.
I was talking to Mom about that. She said, why would I do that? She doesn't even get us Easter baskets. Parents do that for their kids. It doesn't matter how old your kid is. Like some of these people's kids are hitting fucking 30 and they still do it because they fucking love them.
a couple of years, I think a couple of years when Katie was in high school, Auntie would bring her like stuffed animals in school, and I was like, that's so cool. I was like, that's so awesome. They'd be holding hearts and stuff, and I was like, that's so fucking cool. Katie might still have them.
Yeah, I forgot what time.
I don't know.
My mom blanked.
We gotta make Halloween good too. We gotta make the Halloween good.
I know.
I really need a costume, bro.
I want to go as a fucking pirate, bro.
Bubba wants to go as 3 ghost faces again.
I don't have money. I'm going as myself, or I'm gonna pop my clown mask on in this closet. It's Slim from Killer Clowns from Outer Space, just in case you're curious. You're not, but I'm gonna tell you anyway because it's so fucking cool. I have him on a little mannequin head. He just sits in the closet. Toad's closet.
Good shit.
I'll clip that out. But we're gonna walk Roro around so that he can get some trick-or-treating experience, even though most people don't have their lights on around here anymore. Nobody has a spirit anymore. And we don't have money to hand out candy, so we can't have the spirit either.
Not only that, there's a lot of shit going around, so you don't really know, like, what we can do this year for Christmas or Halloween.
So we're just gonna, you know what, we don't need gifts, we don't need anything crazy. We're gonna have ourselves a Halloween party, which I've never had before. This is gonna be so fun. And we're saving up what's on Katie's food card so that we can go out and we can get some stuff to do that. Make some desserts.
Skippy's offering to help too.
Yeah!
He's asking what we're doing. I told he was like, what are you gonna dress up as? I was like, what do you mean? I was like, you know I can't dress up. We don't have any money and we're not going anywhere. He was like, yeah, but I know you like to dress up, so what are you going as? I was like, well, I wanted to go as a pirate. So I'm gonna see if I can convince him into getting me one.
Hell yeah. If you guys go to Spirit though, you take me with you.
Oh yes, I want to go
around.
so bad. I want to go to Spirit fucking Christmas, guys. I really want to feel the Christmas in me.
I'm more of a Spirit Halloween bitch.
I like them
love
both,
to
bro.
see the clown stuff.
If they made a fucking Valentine's Day store, like a Spirit Valentine's Day, bitch, I would go there and be like, oh my god, look at all the red!
Why don't they corner the market and do it for every holiday?
I don't fucking know.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
Like, bro, like, you ever see, like, when I go into the Dollar Tree, don't hate, guys, and you're, like, you know how they fill the ceiling up with balloons for Valentine's Day and they're all, like, red and hearts? I love it so fucking much. Like, red is one of my favorite fucking colors. It's so romantic. I love it. I just love the color. I love red. So that's why Valentine's Day is another one of my favorites, because it's all red, and that's my favorite. I love roses. I love red balloons.
Hell yeah.
And, bro, that's what pisses me off every year when I don't get anything. I'm like, bro, if this guy doesn't fucking throw rose petals all over my goddamn floor and fill my ceiling with balloons like that, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Make me feel something.
I know. If you don't give me, like, every year I see those giant fucking heart boxes of chocolate with, like, 2 layers. I'm like, give it to me! Do something!
That'd be so cool. Listen, okay, so I also am not a person who has, like, romantical feelings, or wants to get romantical with anybody. But I do, I'm conflicted because I do want to experience someone getting me a bunch of stuff like on Valentine's Day and shit. But like, what do? Do I use somebody for like a year just to get my shit on Valentine's Day and then be like, okay, that's enough for me?
You know, find those people who are single for Valentine's, be like, hey, you want to be my Valentine's Day buddy just for this year?
We're both desperate. It's mutually beneficial.
Some kids would do that in school. They'd just find somebody who doesn't have a Valentine's Day and they'd get things for each other just because they didn't want to, like, be alone and not get anything.
Yeah, okay, I could try that. I can maybe do that as long as they know it's not serious.
That's why that one year I made everybody a Valentine's Day basket with like these cute little heart lights and shit. I was so hyped.
It was cute. I loved it.
I love Valentine's Day, bro. I love it so sorry, Flash. Anyways, I thought it was a bug. I love it very much, and I like doing things for, like, bro, I don't care if I don't have money. I love buying things for other people. Like, I have a problem. I think it's because I didn't get anything when I was a kid, so now, like, when I get a chance to get anything for anybody, like, I'm all over. I'm like, yeah, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. Sure. Like, especially, like, online when I play video games, I can get things for people, and like, when I had a job, bro, I was constantly gifting my friends stuff, and I was like, here you go. I'm crazy.
Oh, one for you, one for you.
Money is nice, but jobs suck.
Valid. I'm trying to find a job that I genuinely like, so I don't want to quit. But
yeah, that isn't terrible and overworks you. Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that scares me about jobs is, like, I'll do the work for the money, but, like, I want to, like, at least retire or some shit. I don't want to work till the damn fucking dead, because some of these old people who are supposed to already be retired are still working, and they're going to work till the day they die. I don't want to do that. That sounds so fucking boring and depressing.
I also don't want to retire when I'm 60 and my life is almost over.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to retire, I want to retire when I'm like 50. I want to have a good like 40 years left in my life, but when I retire, to enjoy and be free. And I think that's it. You should be able to put in like years of investment for your future and then just get to be like, okay, I'm done. But instead, you got to work till you die now.
Play me a tune, Lena.
Play you too?
With that one, do the one behind you, the steel drum.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hit
I
them
didn't even
notes.
see that.
Hit them notes, girly
Hang on, let
pop.
me see. Oh, this is gonna be. This is weird.
Oh, I like it.
Play with your
It's like a
nails.
rain drum.
I have one of those in my room right now.
I don't know how to play this.
I love it.
Let me see. Let me see.
Well, don't do no more then. You don't have to.
Let me see. I don't know. I use my nails.
I love it. Are you guys enjoying this in the audience? You guys love this? Chaos podcast. Yeah, do it, Lena. Let's double music.
I don't know how this would blend. Like that. That's good. That's some good vibes. This is more Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
These grown ass people playing on some little kid playground.
Well, when else are we supposed to do it? When the kids are here? That's extra weird.
Imagine little kids crawling in. Move! You're in the
Out of my way, bro.
We did that one time. Bubba, he was at his new school, right? And I think it was a parent-teacher conference, and I got bored. I don't want to go in there. I went in, grabbed free food, left. Went to the playground. And they had a thing, kind of like this, where like it had a top, it had a bottom, you had to climb up to get to it. We were hanging out in there. Me, Toad, Bubba obviously was in this little conference thing. We were sitting there yapping about our life problems like we are now, and playing music. And didn't some little kid like come up and ask to like hang out? Because we were like right where the slide was.
Oh, are you talking about in our daycare? Like the
No,
the
that's
slide
another
thing?
one though.
Yeah. I don't remember what you're talking about, but I do remember.
We
the
ended up
slide.
leaving from the slide and going over to the swings and swinging because some kid wanted to fucking play on the playground. We were just kind of staring at them. Like, how could you want to play on your own playground when I'm right here?
When I'm right here, obviously having a
First come,
conversation.
first serve.
For real.
Alright,
Daycare
Lena.
was difficult. It was interesting.
It's your turn now.
Find something
Bro,
to yap
it's 2
about.
hours long.
Yeah, dig in your brain. Find something to yap about. We're on a roll here.
My brain. I've noticed the conversation is either depressing or
Really funny and awesome.
yeah, really funny and awesome. Also, it's so fucking cold.
I
God damn.
know, I'm fucking
Do
freezing
you
right
want
now.
my sweater?
Bruh. I
Then
can't
you're gonna
take
be
your
cold. Cause like with this on, I'm good, but my legs, bro, fucking freezing.
I know, I just don't want you to be cold. You didn't bring a big enough jacket. Next time you gotta bring a
It
blanket.
is 2 hours. We could end it here and then come back for more.
We could.
Yeah.
We could. I feel like we're tapering off anyway a little bit. We had fun. We talked about a lot of things.
I don't want to like waste all of our talking opportunities on one episode.
That,
All right, I got this.
Lifetime of talking
Yeah.
opportunities, bitch.
I got like 20 more stories that are just like half the other ones. All right, Lena, play us the tune out.
Play us a tune out. All
Okay,
right.
here we go.
Bye bye.
W, pause it.
See you later.
Okay, all
Eyeball
right.
emoji.